baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com. Post-8 baseball is brought to you by Evermore Boutique, Wagner Auto, Oahe Federal Credit Union, ServiceMASTER, and Rising Hope Counseling.
Dean, outdoors right field. That one is going to get out for Bennett Dean. 5 runs driven in.
Post-8 baseball is also brought to you by Todd's Electric, Pierre Sports Center, AirTech, Gales Gas, Avera, Bank West, and B&B Equipment.
Zabel on the 3-0, outdoor center field. That's far, that's gone. A 3-run homer for Grace Zabel. And it's a 3-1 lead.
Post-8 baseball is also brought to you by Overhead Door Company, Gateway Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota, Birding Electric, Olson Plumbing, and AGTEGRA.
Here's a fly ball out to left field. Going back on it deep is Rue. He's going to turn and watch it sail over for a home run. And Andy Gordon, his first home run of the season, first home run of his career.
Post-8 baseball is also brought to you by All Around Graphics, First Dakota National Bank, CommTech, Shane's Pharmacy, Black Hills Federal Credit Union, Midwest Cooperative, South Dakota Weed and Pest, Nystrom Electric, Dakota Sprinkler, and Lamb Motor.
The 2-1 pitch. Stout out towards right field. Did he get enough of it? Is it going to go? And walk off. Grand slam for Garrett Stout.
Post-8 baseball is also brought to you by Kathy Sunshine Properties, Sioux Nation, Kruger Contracting, HOMECARE Services, and Fisher Rounds. And now, with the call of today's action, KCCR award-winning sports director, John Winkler.
And from Hyde Stadium, we welcome you to Game 1 of the Post-8 season as they take on the Renner Royals as well as the Post-22 Hard Hats. John Winkler alongside Greg Dean. Greg, it feels like it's been a long time, and you want to always look at the positives instead of looking at the negatives. And the positive thing is for this Governor team that didn't get a chance to compete in the state Final Fours, they get a chance for some rest. And now they're ready to play here to start this summer season.
Yeah, and I think that's a big thing right now. I mean, the Post-8's coming off, this Post-8 team is coming off of 24 games over the span of about 8 weeks. And so while it wasn't a real heavy-duty kind of a schedule, it was just a nice precursor, a nice setup for the start of the Legion season here. But two big things, two big differences. One, new coaching staff, transitioning over from Steve Gray and Ryan Kruger and Dirk Campbell on the high school side to Brian White and Nathan Nas now during the Legion season. And then the other big thing is just transitioning from wood bats to metal bats, and that's gonna create more offense. And we're gonna play, in all likelihood, in nicer weather than we did in about 90% of the spring. So that will likely generate a little more offense as well.
Oh boy, I hope you're ready for some warm weather, because it is going to be here by this weekend. Pierre opens up at home, and that's the big thing too. Is we went from the spring season where we were never home the first month of the season, and to now being open up this first part of the year and not going on the road for the first couple of weeks, which is going to be big for this Governor, for this Post-8 team. There, I already said, trying to call them the Governors instead of Post-8, but it's going to be big for this Post-8 team because you want to win all your games at home, and it starts with two really good teams coming to town.
Yeah, and I think Brian White in your story earlier today talked about the fact that between Pierre, Renner, and Rapid City Post-22, I mean, these are the last 5 state champions. So you've got 3 good quality programs that have a fair amount of history behind them and certainly have the talent behind them.
Absolutely, and the Post-8 baseball team, they were going to be opening up with one of the guys that returns back. The battery is going to be completely different than the spring season because these are super seniors that are going to be the battery for Post-8. Jack Van Camp and Cade Hinkle. Van Camp will pitch. Hinkle will be behind the plate. That's kind of we're throwing it back to 2020 right now with these two guys, but that's these are two big lifts for this post-state team. Most teams get better at when they go to the summer from their high school team because they get opportunities to bring super seniors back. Post-state gets better with these two guys on the field.
Absolutely, and I'll go back to 2017, and that was probably the last year that Post-State had a notable super senior come back with Landon Badger, and Badger, after having played a year at SDSU, really elevated that team, and I really look for some of the same things to happen with Jack Van Camp and Cade Hinkle. Jack Van Camp has spent the last year did not play in an organized baseball program down at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, but certainly brings back a lot of talent. And I know from talking to some of the players, they're very high on how he has looked early on in the year. And then Cade Hinkle has played the last year over at Rochester Technical Community College, so he's got a full season of organized baseball under his belt. Had a very good season over there. So I'm looking forward to seeing these two guys back on the field this year.
And we'll talk about those guys as we get rolling here in this game against Renner, the Renner Royals, one of two teams that Renner has this year, playing Renner number 1 today. We'll have Renner later on, the Renner number 2 later on the season. It's Pierre and Renner here, the first of a triangular. We'll have Pierre and Renner play first here at 2:30 will be the start time, and then we'll have a 5 o'clock game right around 5 o'clock between Post 22 and Renner, and then Pierre will face Rapid City Post 22 at 7 o'clock. We'll step aside for 3 minutes, and we'll come back with more of the pregame show. You're listening to Post 8 Baseball. Today is KCCR, and today is KCCR.com.
Insurance. We all need it to protect our homes, health, businesses, and belongings. But having adequate coverage is just the beginning. You also need the support of professionals who stand by your side to protect what's important to you. Fisher Rounds & Associates combines the coverage you want with the commitment you need. Fisher Rounds & Associates. At your service, at your side. With offices in Pierre, Mitchell, Watertown, Sioux Falls, and Rapid City.
BankWest Insurance has the expertise and resources to deliver personalized service and customized solutions. As an independent agency, we shop dozens of companies to get you the best coverage at the best price. As your trusted choice for insurance coverage, we promise to go the extra mile so you can rest assured your loved ones and your assets are protected. Contact your local agent to put BankWest Insurance to work for you.
Not a deposit, not FDIC insured, not insured by any federal agency, not guaranteed by any bank, may go down in value, equal opportunity provider.
At Black Hills Federal Credit Union, our top priority is providing value to our members. Since 1941, we have helped our neighbors buy homes and vehicles, finance their farms and ranches, insure their assets, and retire comfortably. From Custer to Sioux Falls, we live and work in our communities, and we treat our members like family. Visit bhfcu.com to learn more about how you can join. BHFCU is member-owned, not-for-profit, and federally insured by NCUA.
HOMECARE Services is a private agency committed to providing expert advice and specialized care to those who want to remain living independently at home. HOMECARE Service has a team of nurses, caregivers, and administrative staff that offers a full range of in-home support services to our area. For more information about HOMECARE Services, call 224-2273. Expert advice, professional care. HOMECARE Services, 224-2273.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention, it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
Sioux Nation of Fort Pierre knows what that sound is. It's baseball season. They also know that means it's grilling season. Sioux Nation has the Green Mountain Grill choices that you need for those hot dogs and burgers for tailgating. And let's be honest, you know there will be a steak in there too. Visit Sioux Nation of Fort Pierre and see their selection of grills. While you're there, also pick up some seasonings for your grilling needs. Visit Sioux Nation at 504 Deadwood Street, Fort Pierre.
As we welcome you back here to Heights Stadium as we are getting set for Game 1 of our post-state season, as Pierre will take on the Renner Royals. As Greg mentioned a moment ago, these three teams that will be in town today, Pierre, Renner, and then Post 22 will face Renner in that second game, and then Pierre will face Renner, or Post 22 in the third game. That these are the last couple of state champions. All three of these teams have won the last several state championships in Legion baseball, and these are some high-quality teams, some really good baseball teams. And for Post State, the thing that's going to help them out a lot for this season, I know we're talking about the full season even in Game 1, but the thing that's going to help them out is the fact that they're going to have a lot of pitching.
Yeah, absolutely, and we talked about the fact that with a roughly 50-game schedule, this is going to be a real grind over the next 8 weeks for this Post 8 team. I mean, while they have the benefit of playing the first 16 games at home, I think it is. Yeah. Then there's a real grind, especially that second half of the month of June. I think I'd have to go back and look, but I think at one time I counted they could play as many as like 19 or 20 games over a 13-day stretch over the second half of June, and so they're just going to need a lot of arms. Would not at all surprise me if we see several of these young men who are dual rostered with the Junior Legion team, if we see them come up and throw not only some innings but some extended innings for this team. And so I think if anybody on this roster has an ability to pitch, we're going to see them at some point during the year.
Yeah, and that's going to be, and that's what you need if you want to have a successful summer season, is having a lot of pitching. And Post 8, from what we saw in the high school season, is set up to be able to do that here for the year. So as they take on the Renner Royals, and one of those guys, talk about pitching. Well, Reese Arbogast, he's not going to throw in the game here today because he threw on Saturday with O'Gorman in the state semifinal. But Sam Stuckel, he probably would have pitched if they would have won that first game, but they did not. So Sam Stuckel will be the pitcher here for Renner in Game 1.
Yeah, and Sam Stuckel is a very quality pitcher. Comes in, he threw 40 innings during the high school season for Sioux Falls O'Gorman, and if you hear us talk about a lot of familiar names, there's a big transition. A lot of these Renner Royals were members of that Sioux Falls O'Gorman high school team, so there's going to be a lot of familiar names, but Sam Stuckel being one of them. Appeared in 9 games for Sioux Falls O'Gorman, threw 40 innings with an ERA of under 3, and so he is a very good quality pitcher, a good complement to Reese Arbogast. And then they've got a couple of other names on here that are really good quality pitchers that I expect we'll see either throughout this first game today or in the second game that Renner will play against Post 22.
Yeah, and there's a lot of O'Gorman guys that'll sound familiar that played against Pierre when they faced O'Gorman back in Sioux Falls. I think you said there's about 8 guys from O'Gorman that you count on the roster. Yeah,
and then in addition to that, Renner picks up Austin Henry, who right now is playing with the Del Rapids high school team there, and the Del Rapids is in the semifinals of the State B high school tournament going on today, as well as Aspen Dahl, who comes in from Madison and played for the Madison high school team and has some very gaudy numbers. We'll get to those when we see him on the field in a little bit. But again, this is a Renner team that's going to be a real high quality, good match for Pierre coming out of the gate today.
And that's what Coach Brian White likes to have is. Yeah, you can start out with, and really in Class A Legion baseball, there's not a whole lot of easy games. There's not really any easy teams, but there are some that stand out a little bit more than the other. Well, and he likes the fact that you go out and play some really great competition to start the season, really get a good litmus test of where you're sitting at going into this 2021 season, and what better than to do it against Renner and Post 22.
Yeah, and for a number of years, Pierre always opened up the season on Memorial Day against Rapid City Post 22, and they still kept Post 22 on the schedule right around and as the opening game on the schedule. Just now they've incorporated over the last couple of years this triangular with Renner. Good opportunity for Renner and 22 to meet in the middle of the state, lessen the travel for both teams, and still give them an opportunity to see some real high quality opponents.
It is Pierre and Renner here in game number 1 of the 2021 season. We step aside for 3 minutes, come back with first pitch. You're listening to Post State Baseball. There we go. Post State Baseball here on KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up all online. New or used, shop for it all online, anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
Ah, this is the life. Sitting here, sipping lemonade, basking in the warm sun, and admiring the beauty and the solitude of my very own landscaped backyard. You know, I wasn't sure, but I was so glad when I made the call to Andy at Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping to finally have the work done. Calling Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping was probably one of the best and the easiest decisions I've ever made.
Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping, 280-4440. That's 280-4440.
Nystrom Electrical Contracting in Pierre has been providing professional sales, service, and installation since 1977. Whether you're starting from scratch, new construction, or you're upgrading your current system at your home, farm, or office, give the professionals at Nystrom Electrical Contracting a call. They've got a lot of bright ideas. Call Nystrom today to schedule a free computer-generated estimate. The number is 224-8750, or visit their website at nystromelectric.com.
Spring is finally here, and it's time to be on the lookout for one of South Dakota's most serious noxious weeds. This invader of roadside trees, pastures, and range is leafy spurge. This noxious weed infests over 300,000 acres. It's a perennial with a distinctive yellow-green color and stems that contain a milky sap. Roots can reach over 20 feet deep. There are several control options that producers can look at, including herbicide and biological control. If you have questions about leafy spurge, contact your local county weed and pest supervisor or the South Dakota Department of Agriculture.
As long as you have a local cooperative, you'll never farm alone. At CHS Midwest Cooperative, our team is your team, ready to help you make the decisions that are vital to your operation. From the seed, plant health, and marketing the grain, to fuel to keep you running, the feed to supplement your herds, and the financing programs to make it all possible. We're here for you. Give CHS Midwest Cooperative a call today and let us show you the value of the co-op. Local, loyal, and trusted for generations.
ServiceMaster of Pierre. It's no secret we clean carpets professionally, but not many people know we clean furniture, kitchens, bathrooms, walls, floors, and windows. We also do fire and water restoration, plus construction cleanups. There's nothing we can't clean. Give ServiceMaster a call at 224-9919. ServiceMaster, the clean you expect, the service you deserve. ServiceMaster, 224-9919.
At Shane's Pharmacy, your healthcare is important, and Shane wants to be the pharmacist to take care of you. Shane's Pharmacy will make sure your prescriptions are filled in a timely manner. They'll answer your questions, and they'll even deliver to your home or office. Call 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy is the pharmacy you know and trust. That number again is 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy in Fort Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
And we welcome you back here to Hyatt Stadium as we are set for first pitch as Jack Van Camp finishing up his warm-up tosses. Cade Hinkle is the man behind the plate as we go through the Renner Royals batting order, as it'll be Aspinall to lead things off. He's playing shortstop. Zach Riddle, the right fielder, batting second. Andrew Barr, the DH, batting third. Dalton Garbers will be the first baseman, batting fourth. Zach Evers, the catcher, batting fifth. Reese Arbogast, the center fielder, batting sixth. Andy Moen, the second baseman, batting seventh. Harry Huner is the third baseman, batting eighth. And Manny Struck will bat ninth and play left field for the Renner Royals. And again, Jack Van Camp is on the mound to make his debut and has not thrown since last summer, but he threw 52 and a third innings for Post State last summer, going 5-5 as a record. He had 11 starts, a 3.47 ERA, and a 1.60 whip for Jack Van Camp as the first man will step in. That is Aspinall. And the first pitch from Van Camp is grounded to the left side. It'll be fielded by Wiebe. He'll bobble it, and the leadoff man is aboard on a leadoff air at 2:30, right at 2:30 here this afternoon, and not the start that Post State was hoping for.
Yeah, and just a routine ground ball, and just a new position for Wiebe. Not played played third base much, if any. He was pretty much entrenched at second base throughout most of the high school season. So just a little different angle, is a position he's probably going to have to get used to over there, playing the hot corner.
First pitch to Zach Riddle is taken for strike one. As we'll go through the defensive positioning here for Post 8 in just a moment. But, yeah, the first pitch of 2021, Van Camp looked like he was trying to dot that one right down the middle. Here's a bunt attempt, and Van Camp will come off the mound. He'll throw to first, and it's well wide, and it's high, as it'll go all the way into right field and rounding third. And it will be Aspinall that will get the stop sign after he rounded third base. But 2 errors to open up the ball game, and Post 8 not looking like they hoping for in this first inning.
Yeah, and you just hope that a slow start translates into a better finish. But two fielding miscues to start the game today for Post 8. It's certainly something that Brian White and Nathan Nas I don't think had scripted coming into this game.
Here is Andrew Barr. First pitch is outside for ball one. So for the outfield is Spencer Lettler, Jack Merquan in center, Elliott Life in right. Wiebe at third, Lincoln Keenels at shorts, as that one's grounded foul. And a good play over there by the third base coach. And it's now 1-1. Matt Hansen is playing second. Andy Gordon's at first. Cade Hinkle behind the plate. Jack Van Camp is on the mound. Bennett Dean is the DH for Jack Van Camp. Here's a 1-1 pitch. That one is upstairs and is now 2-1.
Yeah, and for Van Camp, one of the biggest pluses for him is just being able to throw to Cade Hinkle. I mean, they're a battery that certainly know each other, and I think Cade Hinkle certainly can help Van Camp through this little bit of a rough spot in the top of the first inning, just because he knows Van Camp very well.
As it was a 2-1 pitch, a swing and a miss. So here comes now the 2-2 from Van Camp. That one misses outside, so the count is now full. 3-2 here. Nobody out, second and third to open up the top of the first inning. An error by Wiebe and a throwing error by Van Camp has allowed these first 2 runners to be in scoring position. Here's the 3-2 pitch. That one's popped foul, and that one's going to go right in line with us, but right over the top of the press box, so it remains at 3-2. You saw me move.
I saw you move. I saw your eyes light up, too.
Oh, man, it looked good. It looked real good. Here's the 3-2 pitch again. That one is shot out to center field. Jack Merquan's going to go a long way. He'll get underneath it, makes the catch. Run will tag and score. The other runner is Zach Riddle will tag and go to third base. And Renner is on the scoreboard here on a productive out, as Barr will get a sac fly RBI out to center field. And there's one down here at the top of the first inning.
Yeah, and I think right now what would be deemed a success for the Eights is just to get out of this inning, limiting the damage as much as possible. I mean, if you get to second and third with nobody out for Renner, and then it's just you're in all likelihood going to end up scoring a run. So if they can just limit the damage to 1 run on those 2 errors, that would be a real plus coming out of this half inning.
First pitch misses for ball 1 to Dalton Garbers. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That's upstairs, and it's now 2-0 here to Garbers. These 2 teams, last time they played was back in the state tournament. There were only 4 teams that were in the state tournament. Garbers went 1 for 1 with an RBI. It was Post 8 that got the win that kept their season alive up until the next day. And I say that only because, as that one is over for strike one, because we started on Saturday and ended on Sunday. With all the rain that came through, we didn't start till about 10 o'clock and got over about 12:30 that morning. But Renner was that first team eliminated from the state tournament. Here's a 2-1 pitch. That one will miss low, and it's now 3-1. Again, a runner on third base with 1 down here in the top of the first. Zach Evers, the catcher, is on deck. So far, that runner on third base also would be an unearned run to Van Camp, as that one will miss. And it's now first and third with 1 down on the first free pass given up.
We're going to have a mound visit, and I think this is just as much of a defensive visit as anything else, because with runners on first and third, in all likelihood, Renner will probably try to do something to start the runner at some point in this at bat. So I think Coach White wants to make sure that everybody knows defensively what they're doing. If they're cutting the throw off at second base, if they're letting the throw go through, what kind of communication do they have? Just a good chance to, and also a good chance to go out and settle down both your infield and Jack Van Camp on the mound.
And for Coach White and Coach Nods, it's a helpless feeling because you get everybody prepared, you get everything ready. I'm not saying that they're unprepared, but those 2 errors to start off the game, it makes your blood boil a little bit more, especially the first 2 at bats of the season. You'd like to not have your blood boil that much because of those errors, which coaches they do not like errors, whatever it might be, but a chance still to work out of it with limited damage. I mean, with that walk, as the first pitch was missed for ball 1 to Evers, a ground ball gets you out of this inning with only 1 run given up. And so you're still in a position to really, really limit the damage. 1-0 pitch. That one's just above the letters, and it's now 2-0.
And again, good velocity from Jack Van Camp, and I think one of the things that you'll see out of Van Camp as this season goes on is the fact that he maybe has a little more stamina as he gets into the season, as he gets that arm strength built up a little bit. Hasn't had to cut weight this year for wrestling for the first time in forever. So I think that brings him into he's a little stronger, a little more mature.
2-1 pitch is outside, and it's now 3-1. You also take into that he could get his arm he could rest his arm a little bit more so maybe than other years prior to this one too, where he could really take a couple of extra days off compared to what he would be during the high school season or during his high school career, as that one's fouled off to the first base dugout, and it's now 3-2, another full count here. The only problem is that you hope that Van Camp could give you plenty of innings, and he still could. But this first inning has been a laboring one. A second full count, 3-2 with 1 down, runners at the corners. That one comes inside, and it's the second walk issued by Van Camp, and the bases are now loaded with 1 down.
Yeah, and while we talked about the heavy schedule that Pierre has, you really are looking for an extended outing out of your starters just about any time that they're on the hill, and so you certainly don't want to see a short outing out of Jack Van Camp here first game of the season.
First pitch is outside for ball 1 to Reese Arbogast. He's playing center field here in game 1 of the season. We'll see where he plays in the second game, although that's against Rapid City Post 22. 1-0 pitch. There's a swing and a miss, and it's now 1-1. Bases are loaded here in the top of the first inning. A 1-0 lead for Renner. 2 errors on the first 2 at-bats. Weeby couldn't handle the ground ball. Van Camp overthrew first base. 1-1 pitch is popped up on the right side. It is going to be fielded by Elliott Life. We'll see where he throws with it. He'll make the catch. The throw will be coming in. It'll be cut off by Gordon. The throw is not in time. And another sac fly and an RBI here for Arbogast, and it's 2-0 for Renner. But it will remain at first and second. With a throw coming towards home plate, the runner at second in Garbers did not take off for third. But he still is in scoring position here with 2 outs.
Yeah, and probably a tactical error by Garbers there. I mean, I didn't see if he was tagging up or not, but the fact that they didn't send him with runners at the corners and less than 2 out, try to put him in motion, makes you think that maybe he doesn't have blinding speed, and so maybe that's a tactical decision to just not try to test the arm of Elliott Life out in right field.
First pitch to Andy Moen is taken for strike 1, playing second base here in the ball game. The 0-1 pitch, there's a swing and a miss, and it's now 0-2.
Always good to get strike swings and misses, and I think as we get a little deeper into this half inning, you can just kind of see Jack Van Camp is starting to loosen up and starting to settle in a little bit.
0-2 pitch is upstairs, trying to get Moen to chase, but just a little bit too far upstairs, and it's now 1-2. Not a bad thought, though, from Van Camp. Getting those swings and misses and throw a fastball above the letters around the eyes to get him to chase. But we'll do it here at 1-2. Van Camp from the stretch, the 1-2 pitch. Outside, and it's now 2-2. So again, Van Camp kind of laboring through this first inning. The good thing is you play here today, you'll play here on Thursday, and then you don't play again until Sunday, so you get a chance for Van Camp to be able to return on Sunday at the earliest, where you're only playing just those 2 games in between of playing against Brookings, because although it was scheduled to be a Brookings-Minot triangular on Thursday and Friday, Minot playing still in their state championship, as that one is skied out to center field. Jack Merkwan will call for it out in center field. He'll make the catch, and that will retire the side here in the top of the first. So the 2 errors, both runs do come in to score, but those are the only 2 runs that come in to score. No hits in the inning, and 2 men left on base. We've played in half inning, and Renner has a 2-0 lead over Pierre. Back in a minute. You're listening to Post-8 Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Come out and check out their expansive showroom. It's filled with everything you need to thrive in today's technology-dependent world and a knowledgeable staff to guide you through. CommTech has TVs, computers, personal electronics to commercial electronics, anything to fit your technology needs. The experienced professionals at CommTech can guide you through any questions you may have. Whether you struggle with technology or live for it, CommTech can help you find exactly what you're looking for. CommTech will even install and service what they sell, so you don't have to worry once you get your products home. CommTech, located at 1601 North Lowell Avenue behind Walmart. Check them out online at CommTechPlus.com.
South Dakota didn't always have a capital, or even a permanent settlement for that matter. There wasn't always a river city on the Missouri River. And before First Dakota filed the first charter in 1872, there wasn't always a bank in South Dakota. Every timeless institution, tradition, and thriving business was started somewhere by someone who had a dream and the passion to make it happen first. What will be your South Dakota first? Visit firstdakota.com/first. Member FDIC.
Back here at Hyde Stadium as we are in the bottom of the first inning. John Winkler alongside Greg Dean as we go through the starting lineup for Post-8. It'll be Lincoln Kenols to lead things off. He's playing shortstop. Cade Hinkle, the catcher, batting second. Andy Gordon will bat third, the first baseman. Bennett Dean, the DH, will bat fourth. Jaden Wiebe is the third baseman, batting fifth. Jack Merkwan, the center fielder, batting sixth. Elliott Life will bat seventh, play right field. Spencer Lettler, the left fielder, batting eighth. And Matt Hansen will round out the lineup as he bats ninth and plays second base, as they will go against Sam Stukel. Stukel is one of those top pitchers for O'Gorman, along with Reese Arbogast. And you know, you mentioned Austin Henry coming in and joining this team. Renner's got some 3 really, really top-rated pitchers in the state.
Yeah, Stukel, Arbogast, Henry. Then you throw in Aspen Dahl, who's playing shortstop today. His ERA and WHIP for Madison the high school season, both under 1.0. And then you've got TJ Free, who had an ERA of under 2.6 for Sioux Falls O'Gorman, kind of probably the number 3 guy. And we also saw Harry Huners down in Sioux Falls through against Pierre earlier this the Governor High School team. So again, a very good quality staff. The question will be is how deep is that staff? Because as we well know, and we talked about it, as you get into state tournament, especially postseason time, you need just an immense depth of arms to get through the grind that is that state tournament.
Here's the first pitch to Lincoln Kenols. That one will miss for ball 1. Kenols comes in after hitting in the high school season. Kenols hit .468 in the high school spring season. He hit the single season record for triples, as it's taken for strike one. It's now 1-1. He's had 9 triples. He's 2 away. In just one season, he's 2 away from the career record in triples that's held by Landon Badger. We mentioned him earlier in the pregame shows. That one's grounded right back to Stukel on the 1-1 pitch, and it'll be underhand flipped to Garbers at first, and the leadoff man is retired to open up the bottom of the first inning.
Yeah, Kenols with that good inside-out swing took a lot of balls to right field throughout the spring season, and with his speed, he turns those right field base hits into extra base hits, and really was able to generate a lot of offense at the top of the lineup for the Governors.
And then steps Cade Hinkle, the catcher. The first pitch to him is over for strike one. And there's a glaring difference of Cade Hinkle from 2020 to 2021. He's gotten massively bigger. He's put on a lot of muscle over the college season, which, you usually expect going after your senior year of high school to your freshman year of college, as that one's upstairs and it's now 1-1. But he's put on a lot of muscle going into this summer season.
And one of the things that has always stood out about Cade Hinkle is the fact that he's very much of an on-base percentage guy. I mean, he really knows how to get on base. 37 walks this spring for Rochester Community College. I mean, he really grinds at bats and really has a good idea of where the strike zone is.
2-1 pitch. That one's at the knees and is now 2-2. As you talk about knowing where the strike zone's at, that one's a borderline pitch that he took, but he has seen 4 pitches and not swung at a pitch yet. 2-2 pitch. Swings and misses that one. He'll go down on strikes, and there are now 2 down and 2 up and 2 down here to open up the bottom of the first, and then bring up Andy Gordon, the first baseman. Gordon played a lot of third base. He caught as well in the spring season, but playing first base here in this first game of the season. Here's the first pitch. And he'll swing and miss at that one. We'll see Gordon. It's going to be interesting to see how they go with the infield throughout the year, because when you really look at it, you want to keep Gordon's bat in the lineup. You want to keep Bennett Dean's bat in the lineup. Then you got Jaden Wiebe, Matt Hansen, Lincoln Keenels. That's 5 guys for 4 spots in the infield that you're usually at. So I think we'll see a lot of those guys all be DHing or maybe moving guys to the outfield potentially, as the 1-1 pitch is upstairs, and it's now 2-1 here to Gordon.
Yeah, and I think one of the beauties of Andy Gordon is he's got a lot of versatility. I mean, you can plug him in at both corner infield positions. You can plug him in behind the plate, and as well as DH. And like you said, I really think there's going to be a lot of times when you're going to see him playing different positions and probably multiple positions over the course of a doubleheader.
As he found that 2-1 pitch out of play on the right side, so the count is now even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Stucco looking for a 1-2-3 bottom of the first to keep Renner up 2-0. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That one's fouled back, and we'll do it again at 2-2. Got near the lawn chair guys down there after it hit off found the straight back, but went off the screen and then went right behind the lawn chair boys.
Yep, lawn chair boys, one of the new sponsors for Pierre Post 8 this year.
2-2 is in the dirt. Good take there by Gordon, and he's worked the count full at 3-2 with Bennett Dean, the DH, on deck. Gordon had the team high RBIs in the spring season with his 21 runs driven in. Here's the 3-2 pitch from Stucco. That was a ground ball left side. It's going to be fielded by Dahl in a sliding stop. Gets up. The throw to first is not in time. And it'll be an infield single for Andy Gordon. And for Aspen Dahl to get to that ball and to make a play on it is pretty good. But Gordon, he ran down the line pretty quick to beat that out in an infield single, first hit of the game for Pierre.
Yeah, infield hit for Gordon, ball that Dahl. I mean, try saying that 10 times fast. Ball that Dahl had to go deep into the hole to get, actually had to go to his knees to backhand the ball, and then came up. And by the time he did that, even with a strong throw across the diamond, Andy Gordon beats the throw by about 3 steps.
First pitch to Benedine. He'll pop it straight up on the infield. The catcher, everybody's all talking about who's going to take it, and then Stucco will find his way to make the catch as he went, an odd route. If we had the telestrator, we could get that route. He would have turned a circle there to make that catch, but he did make the catch to retire the side, and that will end here at the bottom of the first inning. It was no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We've played a full inning. Pierre trails Renner 2-0 as we head to the top of the second. Back in a minute, listen to Post 8 Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Do you need the Pierre Governor apparel for the big game? Or how about Stanley County apparel or Post 8 apparel? All Around Graphics in Pierre is your place to go. Not only can you get your apparel, but they also do screen printing, jerseys, awards, and trophies. And did you know they can print and customize your signs? All Around Graphics can do it all. Located at 819 North Euclid Avenue, or call 224-4677. All Around Graphics in Pierre, your one-stop shop.
AGTEGRA in Highmore. We pride ourselves on providing our customers with reliable markets, superior services, and quality products. From corn and soybeans to spring and winter wheat, you can trust AGTEGRA in Highmore with all your grain handling needs. It's all about helping you achieve the best harvest possible. Call AGTEGRA of Highmore today at 605-846-1379. That's 605-846-1379.
As we welcome you back here, top of the second inning, it's a 2-0 lead for Renner. It is an 8-9-1. Harry Huners, Manny Struck, and then back to Aspen Dahl. First pitch swinging, and that one's fouled back out of play by Harry Huners as we open up the top of the second inning.
Huners, during the high school season for Sioux Falls O'Gorman, hit .206 on the year. 7 hits in 34 at bats, .270 on base percentage, .265 slugging average for the third baseman for Renner Royals today.
The 0-2 pitch. That one will miss slow and is now 1-2. 2 runs on no hits, 2 errors in that first inning for the Renner Royals. Have that 2-0 lead. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That one is looked out for strike 3, and Van Camp's got his first strikeout of the season as he'll hop off the mound, making that nice curveball pitch that had Huner's knee buckling, but he couldn't pull the trigger, and there's one down to open up the top of the second.
Yeah, and again, what you really are looking for is if Van Camp can have a quick inning here and just start getting into that rhythm. I think that's going to be what Brian White is really going to be looking for out of him, is just come back out of that long first inning, even though got out of there with probably as little damage as you could expect, just giving up those 2 runs on those 2 errors.
Here's the 0-1 pitch after the first pitch was fouled away, and it's now 0-2 here to Manny Struck. Last 3 hitters now for that Van Camp has faced. He's got up on him 0-2. He's forced to fly out and also struck the man out looking. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Just missing low below the zone, and is now 1-2.
Beautiful day here at Historic Hyde Stadium. 78 degrees here as we enter the top of the second inning. Pierre Post 8 flashing the brand new white uniforms today here in the first game of the season. White tops, white bottoms, black lettering with green piping on the tops, green and black caps.
2-2 pitch. That one will miss low and is now 3-2. And they're donning the word 8s across the chest, which is kind of been the new nickname for Pierre. They're the 8s. It's Pierre Post 8 never really had a nickname, and now it's kind of we're going to roll with the 8s. No pun intended. 3-2 pitch. That one's grounded foul. Well behind it was Manny Struck that actually skipped off the netting and went over the top of the first base dugout and went out of play. Haven't seen that one before.
Nope, that one's a new one. The name that I always wanted to see, especially maybe the Pierre swim team adopt, was the Pierre Ranas. I always thought that would be a great name for the swim team.
Struck will draw a walk. He comes back from down 0-2 to draw the one-out walk, and they'll bring up the top of the lineup for Aspinall. The Pierre Ranas.
The Pierre Ranas.
The Pierre Ranas.
Actually, for any Pierre team. I mean,
I guess
non-high school team.
I guess that's true. Yeah, just be a little bit odd to see Ranas across the chest. First pitch, that one is missed for ball 1. But I've seen odd names before. Seen weirder names than that. 1-0 pitch is upstairs. Is now 2-0.
Yeah, and I know that at one point there was when Parker Knox, who I suspect is probably listening online today from Rapid City, was the people editor at the Cap Journal. He put out kind of a call for what could kind of a name the team contest, and there was a number of different submissions that came up. This was probably 15, 20 years ago or so, but I can't even tell you what they were. But it just, again, you've got the Renner Royals, the 22 Hard Hats, the Brookings Bandits. I mean, a lot of the Legion teams in South Dakota have some kind of a mascot or a nickname, and Pierre just has not done that. So to go with the 8s is kind of a new acronym for them.
The 2-1 pitch was a bunt attempt that was pulled back by Dahl, and then in between first and second was Struck, but he took off for second. Nobody was covering as he'll get to second base. Here's Wiebe now. A throw to first base is in time. Taking third base will be Struck on the throw, but Aspinall is retired on the 5-3 putout, and there's now 2 away here in the top of the second. And it's Zach Riddle, his chance to bring in that run. With 2 away, he's got to get a base hit to try and make it a 3-0 lead for the Renner Royals.
Yeah, nice play by Wiebe. And that's probably a good play for him just to kind of settle him down after that error in the first inning. But 2 hopper right at him, and then just did a nice job looking the runner back. But for Renner, a strong throw from Wiebe, but Renner from second able to take third on the throw.
Here's the 1-0 pitch to Manny Struck. That one's outside and is now 2-0. So after having an 0-2 count with the last 3 hitters prior to Aspinall, he ended up walking Struck on that after being up 0-2, and Dahl had a 3-1 count that he ground out to the third baseman Wiebe. But now it's 2-0 here to Zach Riddle. He reached on the air, he bunted the ball, and Van Camp ended up overthrowing first base. That one's outside, and it's now 3-0. Andrew Barr, who had a sac fly RBI in his first plate appearance, is on deck. Here's the 3-0 pitch from Van Camp. That one misses upstairs, couldn't get it over for a strike, and now it's first and third here with 2 away.
Yeah, and again, where Jack Van Camp again just needs to kind of settle in, and again he's probably showing a little bit of rust. Just hasn't been on the mound. He's looking at his first innings of the year, whereas the rest of the kids on this post-8 team are going to be going to have a number of innings underneath their belt already.
Now that one skips through Lincoln Keenels. Merquan will throw it over to third, and that one will be not in time. So another run will score on the air charge to Lincoln Keenels, the third error of the ball game by post-8.
Yeah, and a ball that just kind of ate Keenholz up, ball with a lot of topspin that Keenholz had to go a step to his left to get, and it just, as he went down to get it, tried to kind of have the ball off to his glove side, and when it with all that topspin, it just took a hop and bounced up over his glove and out into center field. And Renner's got something going here with 2 out in the top of the second with runners at the corners.
Dalton Garbers will take ball 1. It's now 3-0 here for Renner. The third unearned run charged to Jack Van Camp. All 3 runs have been unearned so far for the pitcher. On third base is Riddle, and first is Bart. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one's at the letters, and it's now 1-1. I think Garbers wanted that pitch. I think he'd like to have that pitch back. A little bit of a head shake after he watched that one. Probably somewhere around the wheelhouse for Garbers. Here's a 1-1 pitch. That one is also taken for strike 2. Almost the exact same spot that strike 1 was at, and Garbers still couldn't pull the trigger. Maybe he's shaking his head saying, I don't know how I can hit that.
A little bit of an off-speed pitch at 1-1, just kind of a changeup, kind of up in the zone. Probably caught him a little bit by surprise.
Here's now the 1-2 pitch on the outside edge, and it's going to be missing for ball 2. Looking at almost the exact same spot at strike 1 and strike 2. He's trying to dot that. Maybe he's pulling the Greg Maddox, trying to go a little bit farther out until the umpire doesn't give it to him anymore. So now the count's 2-2. And here's the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a chopper foul. Garber's barely got a piece of that one to stay alive. And we'll do it again here at 2-2.
Both teams coming into today 0-0. First game of the Legion season for both Renner and for Pierre Post 8. Not will be the case for Rapid City Post 22. They've already got 14 games under their belt in the Legion season.
2-2 pitch is missed low. It was off the glove of Finkel, and no chance to get to the runner at second, so it's now 3-2 with 2 outs. But those 2 guys are on second and third, so they won't get the head start. With a free base here open for Dalton Garbers. 3-2 pitch. Upstairs, another walk, and the bases are now loaded.
And you just kind of see just by the body language that Van Camp is just a little bit frustrated. I mean, he's not one that tends to show his emotion much out on the mound, but you can just kind of see that as he bent over just to pick up some clay off of the mound, that he was just a little bit frustrated with that walk right there, and so a good visit here from Cade Hinkle just to go out and just kind of say, yeah, you're okay. Just need a couple of good pitches right now, strand the bases loaded, and get out of here and put the bats back in the hands of your teammates. See if we can generate a little offense.
So now here is Zach Evers. He drew a walk in his first trip to the plate. Bases are loaded here with 2 away in the top of the second. First pitch is over for strike 1.
Van Camp, the left-hander, comes not quite full sidearm, but really, I would use the term he slings the ball. I mean, he really comes from a low 2/3 arm slot, and a ball that if he's on really rides in on the right-handed hitter.
The 0-1 pitch is also taken for a strike, and is now 0-2 here to Evers. So Van Camp a strike away from getting out of this inning. And from the windup, here is the 0-2 pitch. Outside, and it's now 1-2.
I think the thing that you don't want to do right now if you're Jack Van Camp is you don't want to nibble. I mean, you had a little bit of a challenge finding the strike zone early on in this game, and so I think you want to go up and just challenge the hitters. And I think what Cade Hinkle looks to do right now is just say, hey, bring that fastball right here and make them hit the ball.
1-2 pitch is in the dirt. That's blocked up by Hinkle and is now 2-2. 5 free passes already issued by Van Camp here in inning 2/3. No action in the bullpen so far for Post State. But we could see maybe someone from the field to come in and pitch in this ball game. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That's outside and is now 3-2. So from 0-2 to 3-2, and Evers hasn't had to swing yet. But now everybody will get a head start. Bennett Dean will head down to the bullpen to get loosened up. He's the DH. So nothing would change the lineup if he comes in. Here's a 3-2 pitch. On the outside edge and taken for strike 3, and a big strikeout there for Van Camp as he will get out of the inning with limited damage. 1 run scores on no hits again in the inning, 1 error, and 3 men left on base. We head to the bottom of the second. It is going to be Renner leading Post State 3-0. You're listening to Post State Baseball, today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Are you building a new home or remodeling the old? Adding a fireplace can make a house a home. Olson Plumbing in Pierre carries a full line of Heat-O-Lator fireplaces. Whether your taste is traditional or contemporary, Olson Plumbing has a great selection of Heat-O-Lator fireplaces that will fit any style. Whether you're building new or updating, call Olson Plumbing. Heat-O-Lator fireplaces, the first name in fireplaces. Olson Plumbing in Pierre is your source for the industry's largest selection of indoor-outdoor fireplaces, either gas or wood, and outdoor fire pits. Stop by their showroom at 2803 East Wells or give them a call, 224-6436.
Ferding Electric has a long history of doing electrical work the right way. Economical service, professional work, and customer satisfaction is why they can say that. Ferding Electric can do residential, farm, and commercial projects. Doesn't matter if they are charged with new construction or a remodel project, they get it conducted. Contact the staff at Ferding Electric at 224-8684. They can light a spark into your next project. Ferding Electric, 224-8684.
As we welcome you back here to Hyde Stadium, it is the bottom of the second, as it will be 5, 6, and 7. Jaden Wiebe, Jack Merkwan, and then Elliott Life. If anybody reaches base, it'll go to Spencer Lettler. Post State's, they are got a lot of work in front of them, although they've gotten more hits than Renner has, but they're down 3-0 going into this bottom of the second inning. And 3 errors so far charged to Post State. Not what both Coach Brian White and Nathan Nas were hoping for from their team to begin this season.
Yeah, and hard to think that through 2 innings, and I'm going to jinx it when I say this, but Van Camp throwing a no-hitter through 2 innings, but down 3-0. So unfortunate set of events right now for Post State. We'll see if they can turn things around here on the offensive side here in the bottom of the second.
Wiebe will take ball 1 as he will step to the plate for the first time. Playing third base here in the first game of the season for Post State. That one misses low and is now 2-0. Wiebe finished the spring season at .254. 13 runs driven in, 5 doubles, none bigger than that one against Brookings where he drove in the 2 runs that won the ball game for Pierre. That one's grounded to the right side, fielded by the second baseman Moen. The throw to first is in time. The leadoff man is retired to open up the bottom of the second.
Yeah, and again, kind of a mix of veterans and young guys in this Pierre lineup today. Right now, you've got the 2 super seniors in the lineup in Van Camp and Hinkle. Then you've got 3 seniors, Life, Gordon, and Dean. A couple of juniors and Matt Hansen, Spencer Lettler, and then 3 sophomores, Merkwan, Keenholz, and Wiebe.
Merkwan will swing and miss to the first pitch, and it'll be 0-1. And that's the big thing here for Legion as we go into the summer is the fact that these guys all got to play in the high school season. If this was last year, as it's now 0-2, this would be a complete different situation. We're watching guys hit for the first time. These guys of Merkwan and also Wiebe, as Merkwan will swing and miss, and he'll go down on strikes, and there's now 2 down. Spencer Lettler, who is going to be on deck. Elliott Life will come to plate. But Lettler, Hansen, Merkwan, and Wiebe all would be getting their first cuts of the year if this was back in 2020. So having that spring season will help this Legion team out quite a bit in the first part of the year and even down the stretch of the year as well.
Yeah, anytime you can get game situations, get good quality at bats, especially just learning how to hit with wood bats really is a different animal than hitting with metal. You really got to be able to find that sweet spot in order to square one up, and so transitioning from wood to metal is a much easier transition.
1-1 pitch. Elliott Life will swing and miss at an off-speed pitch that he was well out in front of, and it's now 1-2. As now Stuckel again looking for another one, or looking for his first 1-2-3 inning. Had the first two guys down in the first inning, and he will get a 1-2-3 inning. As Elliott Life will swing and miss. He's got his third strikeout of the ball game, does Stuckel, and that retires his side here in the second. 3-0 lead for Renner after 2 innings. As we step aside, you're listening to Post 8 Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Overhead Door Company of Pierre is a locally owned business specializing in the sale, service, and installation of residential and commercial garage doors. They provide quality, dependable products with constant service and the peace of mind you need. Overhead Door is one of the most recognized and most respected brand in the garage door industry. For installation and repairs, call Overhead Door Company today at 224-6200. That's 224-6200.
Wondering what to do with the pitted and rutted drive? B&B Equipment will get you covered. Wanting to put something down the ground? B&B Equipment will put a hole in your project. Need to even up that property? B&B Equipment can fill that need. B&B Equipment can deliver all your gravel and material needs. B&B Equipment is here for all your excavation needs. Contact B&B Equipment, 224-6727. A contractor here for you. That's B&B Equipment, 224-6727.
As we welcome you back here to Hyatt Stadium, it is a 3-0 lead for Renner as we head to the top of the third. As John Winkler alongside Greg Dean. The Post 8's team down 3-0. It'll be 6, 7, and 8 here. Reese Arbogast, Andy Moen, and Harry Huners to lead things off. Anybody reaches base, it'll be Manny Struck. But Jack Van Camp remains out on the mound here for Post 8. As his pitch count is very high through 2 innings. Bennett Dean continues to loosen up in the bullpen for Post 8. First pitch is over for strike 1 to Arbogast, who had an RBI sac fly in his first trip to the plate.
Arbogast during the spring season, 203 batting average, 301 on base, 281 slugging average for a 583 OPS, 13 hits and 64 at-bats, a pair of doubles, 15 RBIs, 10 runs scored.
0-2 is the count now here to Arbogast. You got the second RBI of the year for Renner. Looking for his first official at-bat. 0-2 pitch, swings and misses a pitch in the dirt. Hinkle will have a trouble picking it up at first, and he'll throw it over to first base to retire Arbogast. And that will retire him in the strikeout that opens up the top of the third inning to bring up Andy Moen, who flew out of the center fielder. He's 0 for 1 so far. It's the third strikeout for Van Camp so far in the ball game.
Talked about Austin Henry, the Del Rapids pitcher who will be joining this team after the state high school Class B state tournament gets done today. Looking at his numbers, 3-3 on the year, minuscule 0.19 ERA. He's given up 1 earned run this spring.
He's a good pitcher. The 0-1 pitch is outsized now 1-1. We talked about it last summer with the Legion baseball, and you know, it's the same for the spring. There's a couple of guys that graduated and moved on, but there's a lot of D1 pitchers, players in South Dakota Legion baseball last year. As that one comes inside on Moen, it's now 2-1. That was 2020, as bad as it was all year for everything else. It saw a lot of really good baseball players for South Dakota Legion.
And a number of them are still around. Henry is a verbal commit to pitch at Wichita State. I mean, they've got a long history of quality baseball at Wichita State.
Hinkle trying to make his way over, and that one lands just on the other side of the netting. I mean, like an inch on the other side of the netting. I think if Hinkle, if he could have pushed that entire net back a little bit, he could have made that catch. Although, you know, the string wouldn't have let it happen that way. But, it was that close You couldn't have hit it. I mean, you couldn't fit a piece of paper between the ball and the net right there.
Yeah, it came down just on the grandstand side of the netting, and you're right. If he could have pushed the net, he might have been able to get away with one, but I don't think that cable on the top would have allowed that.
There's a good stab there by Jack Van Camp as that one grounded right back to him. He made the play and he'll retire Moen, and he's got the first two men retired here in the top of the third, as that'll bring up Harry Huners. Huners struck out looking in his first at-bat, led off the top of the second. Had 7 guys come to the plate in both the first and second innings, so to have a 1-2-3 inning or just limit how many guys are coming to the plate would be huge in this top of the third for Jack Van Camp. First pitch to Huners is taken for strike one.
Yeah, with Van Camp's pitch count being up, he's going to be up a little. We'll check it here real quick. 71. This is 73rd pitch of the game for Van Camp here with 2 outs here in the top of the third. What you'd really like to see is you'd like to get him through at least 4, maybe 5 innings if possible.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. That one will bounce to the dirt. Good block there by Hinkle. He smothered that one to the ground, and it's now 1-2. Well, it's nice to have Cade Hinkle back behind the plate. Not that, Deegan Huska and Andy Gordon didn't do a great job in the spring season, but we've been saying Hinkle's name for the last couple of years. The 1-2 pitch, he checked his swing. He did not go. He did not swing, so it's now 2-2. Boy, that one looked good. It looked like he did swing, but the umpire down the first base line says he didn't, so it's now 2-2.
Yeah, going back to the D1 pitching prospects around South Dakota, you've got Henry, who's a verbal commit to Wichita State.
As Matt Hansen will make the play over at second base, and he'll retire Huners, a 1-2-3 inning, so Greg Dean will finish that thought going into the bottom of the third. No runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left on base. We head to the bottom of the third inning. It is a 3-0 lead still for Renner. You're listening to Post 8 Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Innovation. It's right here. Avera St. Mary's Hospital keeps care local for you and your family, offering comprehensive care that has earned 4 out of 5 stars by the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services in hospital performance and safety. Avera St. Mary's world-class care is further supported by advanced technology, 2-way video e-consults, 3D mammography, and a state-of-the-art birthing center, so you and your family don't have to go anywhere else, because innovation lives right here in Pierre. Learn more at avera.org/news.
Your home and business are important to you, and you need quality furnace and air conditioning products and service. With a combined 50-plus years of experience, AirTech Heating and Cooling provides you with just that service. Call 945-0160 for sales, service, and installation of furnaces, air conditioning, and heat pumps. AirTech Heating and Cooling features the American Standard products. Sales, installation, and service. You want the best, and that's what you'll find at AirTech Heating and Cooling in Pierre.
As we welcome you back here, bottom of the third inning here for Post 8 and Renner. John Winkler alongside Greg Dean, as Sam Stukel had a 1-2-3 inning in the bottom of the second. We'll be looking for the same in the third, but Spencer Lettler, Matt Hansen, and Lincoln Keenels 8, 9, and 1 in the order. Be having second different thoughts to try and get a couple base runners here for Post 8, trailing 3-0 as we head to the bottom of the third inning. Spencer Lettler will lead things off. 1 hit so far for Post 8. Actually, 1 hit to all of the hits we have in the ball game so far. It was an infield single from Andy Gordon. No hits so far for Renner. Just 1 for Post 8, but yet Renner leads 3-0. That big 3 spot as an errors for Post 8 is a big reason why Renner has got a 3-0 lead. First pitch is fouled away, and it's 0-1 here to Lettler.
Yeah, and just to finish up that thought we ended the last half inning with about the number of D1 pitching prospects around South Dakota. You got Henry, who's verbally committed to go play and pitch at Wichita State. Will Simmons, the Class A high school baseball player of the year, is committed. He's just a junior. He has committed to play and pitch at the University of North Carolina a year from now.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. There's a ground ball up the middle. That'll be fielded by the second baseman, Moen. Throw to first is just in time to get Lettler over at first base, and there's one down to open up the bottom of the third, much to the chagrin of the Post 8 faithful here at Hyde Stadium.
Yeah, very close play. Just a ball that Moen kind of bobbled, had to go to his right several steps, went to a knee, Ball popped out of his glove, made a nice recovery, came up and made a nice strong throw to Garbers at first base. But Lettler, we talked about him, part-time starter for the high school team during the spring. Really good speed, really got down the line well out of that left-hand batter's box, and that was a bang-bang play at first base.
First pitch missed to Matt Hansen. The 1-0 pitch, that one's chopped off the plate, high off the plate, and it'll be fielded foul by the catcher Evers, and it's now 1-1. Boy, that one bounced 15 feet in the air.
But yeah, there's just a number of others. We talked about Reese Arbogast from starting center fielder today for Renner. He's going, graduated from Sioux Falls O'Gorman, going on to pitch at SDSU next year. Jake Goebel, who we'll see, probably not going to pitch today because he threw Friday night against Rapid City Post 320. He's committed to pitch at SDSU next year. And then his teammate Branson Keel, starting center fielder, who probably is more of a position player as a center fielder, but can pitch as well, is committed to play at the University of Utah next year.
2-1 pitch. That one is at the knees. It is now 2-2. Be interesting to see if we see him at the end of the season. There's a lot of talk that he is a high prospect, that we might be seeing his name be called fairly quickly in the draft this year. 2-2 pitch. There's a chopper up the middle. Be backing it by Moen. Off the balance throw is not in time, as I believe actually the first baseman and Garbers was off the bag. So that would probably be an infield hit here for Matt Hansen, the second hit of the ball game for Post State, as Hansen is on at first with one down.
Yeah, chopper over the head of the pitcher Stukel, and Moen had to come in and actually made the play right near the second base bag, and falling away from first base, made a nice throw, nice recovery, but the throw on the home plate side of first base drew Garbers off the bag, and the Eights have a runner on first.
And Keenels will go the other way. He'll shoot over the head of the right fielder and is going to get down for extra bases. Keenels will make his round second. Hansen's around in third. He's going to come in to score. The throw coming to third base, and Keenels is going to be tagged down over a third. But Hansen does score on the RBI double, and there's now two down. But Post State is on the board for the first time here in 2021.
And again, there's that inside-out swing where Keenholz, again, drives the ball to right field over the head of the right fielder Riddle, and Riddle, a nice recovery out there. He actually fell down trying to track that ball, actually went all the way to the warning track and made a nice recovery with a strong throw and a nice relay from Moen, the second baseman, to Huners at third base, and they had Keenholz dead to rights at third base.
So now here steps Cade Hinkle. The first pitch to him. He'll try and go the other way, but he'll line that one foul down the third base line, and it's 0-1. Hinkle struck out swinging in his first at bat.
And one more player that we didn't talk about, who's also probably has the potential to also get drafted this year, is Chase Mason, plays summer ball for Harrisburg. Didn't see him during the high school season. Ended up running track, but tore an ACL during football season. Made a really nice rehab and placed highly at the state track meet this last weekend.
They broke a state record that they had his team set last year
in the 4x1,
or I guess 2 years ago. The last time they ran. That one for Cade Hinkle is in the dirt, so it's now 2-2. Yeah, we'll see him. Maybe we won't see him. Maybe he won't be with the team by the time Post State will face Harrisburg.
And then also looking at Pierre's own Peyton Zabel as a potential draft prospect. He's out in Frederick, Maryland right now, playing in the MLB Draft League, newly instituted league this year. 2-2
pitch is grounded to the third baseman Huners. He'll make the play over to first, and that will retire the side here in the bottom of the third. One run does score, though, on 2 hits in the inning. No errors and no one left on base. Post State is on the board. They still trail 3-1 as we head to the top of the fourth. You listen to Post State Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Most of us already know that Gales Gas of Pierre is the place to call for propane. They offer an automatic fill plan so you never have to worry about running out of propane. They accept debit and credit payments or a budget payment plan to spread out the cost throughout the year so you never have surprises when you get your bill. For delivery, convenience, and great customer service, call Gales Gas at 224-5518 That's Gales Gas at 224-5518.
No one likes to have electrical problems, but when they happen, call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. With over 28 years of experience, Todd's Electric can handle any type of electrical problem, whether it's residential, commercial, or agricultural. Their knowledgeable staff knows and understands the importance of your home, business, or ag facility and are prepared to help. Call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. That's 223-2518. Todd's Electric, serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre areas. The line to power.
Top of the fourth inning, Van Camp looking for a quick inning, as he'll have a 1-2-3 inning back at the top of the third, but he'll have 9-1-2. Manny Struck, Aspinall, and Zach Riddle to be the first hitters of this top of the fourth. John Wickler alongside Greg Dean as we are a 3-1 score in this fourth inning. Renner is still without a hit, but they still lead 3-1. Those three errors charged to Post State. All three errors have at least resulted in those 3 runs. 2 of the 3 have scored. The other one would have ended an inning, but did not end the inning, and the next one will end up allowing a run to score on the air itself. So it is a 3-1 lead here for Renner. Manny Struck, he walked and came around to score in his first trip to the plate. First pitch to him is outside for ball 1.
And again, just 76 pitches through 3 complete for Jack Van Camp. Much higher pitch count than what you'd like to see. But if you can get another quick inning out of him, and then hand the ball off to the bullpen, either for the 5th or potentially 6th inning, if he's feeling good and comes out of this inning with a manageable pitch count.
Counts 2-0 here to Struck. Van Camp from the windup. That one's outside, and it's now 3-0. I believe it was Manny Struck. If I remember correctly, he is a state champion in the height jump just last Saturday. Or I guess it was Friday when it took place. Maybe it took Saturday. Last weekend. There we go. I'm right about that one. 3-0 pitch. That one's right down the middle for strike 1, and it's now 3-1 here to Struck.
And again, you just see a lot of real high-quality multi-sport athletes. But again, going back to the fact that, and you and I were talking in the break, just the number of high-quality baseball players that are around South Dakota.
As Matt Hansen will make that play over at second base. A tough throw to get Struck, but he does retire him to lead off the top of the 4th. As it'll wrap it back around to the top of the order for Aspinall.
Yeah, just, probably, and we were talking on the break off there that there's over between last summer and this summer, there's probably as much high quality, high college level baseball talent in South Dakota right now than I can remember, certainly for a long time, if maybe ever. You've got numerous D1 prospects. You got a lot of D2 and NAI prospects dotting the rosters of baseball teams all across South Dakota.
0-1 pitch is missed low and is now 1-1 here to Dahl. He's 0 for 2. He reached on an air back at the top of the first and also grounded out to the third baseman Weeby. He's grounded to third base both times. 1-1 pitch is at the knees and is taken for strike 2. And the count is now in favor of Van Camp at 1-2. So he'll take a breather behind the mound. But he'll get back on the rubber. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That one's popped foul and out of play. We'll do it again at 1-2. Sound like you got a car?
I think it did get a car. That kind of sickening thud if you parked over behind the concession stand. That's the kind of sound that is, as an auto owner, nobody likes to hear.
That one fouled off of Hinkle. Somehow Dahl was able to get a piece of it to stay alive here at 1-2.
Aspinall for the spring season hit .446 for the Madison Bulldogs. 29 hits and 65 at bats.
1-2 pitch upstairs, and it's now 2-2.
Had 6 doubles, a triple, a home run, 11 RBIs, scored 25 runs, had an OPS of 1.15. So a very good spring for Aspinall in addition to his minuscule numbers on the mound.
2-2 pitch is inside and is now 3-2. So, again, good job here by the Renner Royals hitters and forcing Van Camp to throw a lot of pitches. There's not been a whole lot of times where guys have just gone down 1, 2, 3 in that bat. They've worked a lot of counts full. That one ground ball up the middle. Diving play by Keenels, and from the knees he can't make the throw. And it will be a one-out single by Aspendall.
Yeah, and a ball that I think Van Camp actually was able to slow down, and Keenholz actually went far behind second base to try to make that play, dove, but by the time that you put all of that together, Keenholz just was not able to make a play at first base.
First pitch to Zach Riddle. He'll foul that one down the third base line, and it's 0-1. That's the first hit of the ball game for Renner, and it comes with an infield single, just as Pierre got their first hit, ended up being an infield single towards the shortstop. Both shortstops made good plays on it. They just couldn't throw the runners out. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Riddle. Runner takes off. Hinkle will clutch and double clutch and can't make the throw to second, so Dahl will steal second. And the count's now at even a ball and a strike with a runner in scoring position here with one down in the top of the fourth. We'll see Van Camp's time on the mound is coming close here. He's running out of pitches. 1-1 pitch. That one the other way, and that one's down for a base hit. Lettler will get over. Can't field it cleanly. Runs are going to come in to score. Rounding first and heading for second, and the throw will come in, and it's going to be a single and probably an air charge to Lettler. That will make it a 4-1 lead for Renner, giving an RBI to Riddle. But it will be a 4-1 lead for the Royals, and that's just about does it here for Jack Van Camp. Bennett Dean was about to come out of the dugout, but he's still standing there right now. Maybe you see if he'll get one more man. Instead, he won't, and Bennett Dean now will come out to pitch here for Post State. So Van Camp's first outing is done. It'll last to 3 1/3 innings. They'll leave with Renner leading 4-1. You're listening to Post State Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Something just isn't right. It's natural to talk about it.
If you had a toothache, you'd tell someone.
If you found out you had diabetes, you'd learn to take care of it. But when you're feeling stressed, sad, or worried, you're less likely to tell someone.
Why do we treat physical and mental health so differently?
There is no difference. We all need someone to talk to, and there's nothing shameful about wanting to be healthy for you.
When you just need someone to talk to, contact Rising Hope Counseling at 494-1500 or risinghope605.com.
Rising Hope Counseling, offering hope, healing, and change.
Rising Hope Counseling, because if you have hope,
you have everything.
Hey, it's Julia from Milwaukee Federal Credit Union, letting you know that our recreational special is back again, with terms up to 10 years, no payments for 90 days, and rates as low as 2.4% APR. Apply online or stop in at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pierre and let Jameson or I get you started.
People helping people. Hawaii Federal Credit Union.
So Bennett Dean will take the mound here for Post State as they trail 4-1 with a runner on second, one down here at the top of the fourth inning. As Van Camp's day probably didn't go the way that he was hoping it would, but although he leaves here with just one earned run in the 4 that he's given up, he's still responsible for the runner on second base. So he could potentially have 2 earned runs in the ball game, but for Jack Van Camp, and still not a bad outing for Van Camp, especially when you leave with only 1 earned run, maybe 2 in the 3 1/3 inning. Still not a bad one for Van Camp. Andrew Barbie, the first man to face Bennett Dean. First pitch is over for strike 1.
For Dean during the spring season, kind of worked his way into the role of being the late inning guy for the Governors. 14 2/3 innings pitched, appeared in 8 games. Came up with 3 saves, a 1.43 ERA, and a whip of .89.
As we'll have time called, Lincoln Keenels will come and talk with Bennett Dean. I think they've gone to a number format, I believe, for a lot of communications, just like they do in the spring season. I think maybe Keenels was checking on a play or checking on the defensive positioning with Dean along with Hinkle. Or maybe they're talking about the runner on second, Riddle, maybe getting a little bit too far off of second base and try and pick him off. So here's now the 1-1 pitch to Barr. Swing and a miss, and it's now 1-2.
Yeah, and again, right now, if you're Post State, you got you really need to try to keep this at a 4-1 ball game, not allow Riddle to score from second, and just do what you can to minimize the offensive effort from Renner. Just the 2 hits for Renner so far today, but those 3 errors have played big in on the defensive side for Pierce and allowed those unearned runs to score.
Well, that'll help with Andrew Barr going down looking on an off-speed pitch that dropped right in the zone, and Barr couldn't pull the trigger, so now here is Dalton Garbers with 2 away. Pitch in the dirt, good block there by Henkel, barely scoot away from him, and no chance for Riddle to take off for third. So it's a 1-0 count. 2 down, runner on second here in the top of the 4th inning. A 4-1 lead here for Renner. 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss, and it's now 1-1. I think you ran through the stats of Benedine, but he was kind of their go-to guy. Whether it was a start or whether it was especially to close a ball game, it was the go-to guy for the high school baseball team. He had 3 saves. Runner takes off. That pitch is missed. The throw to third. He is safe over at third base. And it's now a 2-1 count. That's a risky steal. You know, he went off of Dean looking at second, and then as soon as he turned around, he took off for third. Hinkle threw a strike over to Wiebe at third base. But if you're thrown out at third base for the third out, it's not going to make a whole lot of coaches happy. Here's the now 2-1 pitch. That one's outside, and it's 3-1 here to Garbers.
Yeah, and the thing is, like you said, with 2 outs, if you make that third out at third base, you really aren't gaining a whole lot, because unless you're looking to try to score on a pass ball, that extra 90 feet probably doesn't get you a whole lot, because you're starting on first contact on any hit, and so you're probably scoring on a base hit anyway from second base.
Garbers will draw a walk. He has walked all 3 times he's come to the plate so far in the ball game, and that'll bring up Zach Evers, who is 0 for 1. He's also walked, and he struck out looking in his only official at-bat. That was to end the top of the 2nd. Runner scored 1 so far here in the top of the 4th. They lead 4-1. Runners at the corners at first and third. First pitch is grounded to the left side. Wiebe will dive to make the play. He'll get up. The throw to first is in time. What a play by Jaden Wiebe to retire the side. A full extension dive to make the play. And we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Renner leads 4-1. Back in a minute. You're listening to Post-8 Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Pierre Sports Center is your local Ranger Boat and Mercury Outboard dealer. They're a must-see for your Ranger boat needs. See their selection of Mercury outboard motors for more power. Pierre Sports Center can help you with financing and other boating needs. Need service for your boat or trailer to keep you going? Pierre Sports Center is your one-stop shop. Pierre Sports Center, Ranger Boats, and Mercury Outboard. A combination that can't be beat. Pierre Sports Center, 1440 North Garfield Avenue in Pierre. Or give them a call, 224-5546. When you want the best prices and best selection, go to Wegner Auto in Pierre. The certified sales staff at Wegner Auto will provide you service after the sale and how to get easy financing. Check out their website, WegnerAuto.com, or stop in. They have the best prices and won't be undersold. Wegner Auto has the region's largest selection with over 280 new and quality pre-owned vehicles. GM certified pre-owned vehicles give you peace of mind with their 12-month or 12,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty and 5-year or 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Log on to WegnerAuto.com or stop by Wegner Auto in Pierre, South Dakota's oldest auto dealer since 1907.
As we welcome you back here in the bottom of the 4th inning, as Post-8 trails 4-1. John Wickler alongside Greg Dean. As for Post-8, it'll be 3, 4, and 5. Andy Gordon, Bennett Dean, and Jaden Wiebe. And speaking of Jaden Wiebe, boy, that play to end the top of the 4th inning is one, it saved a run, but 2 was just one that maybe gets some momentum to you, because it was a run taken off the board for Renner, who has really taken advantage of the errors and walks that have been given to him. And if that all of a sudden stops, Pierce still down just 4-1. They're still in this ball game. This is not a game that is by any means out of a chance for Pierre. But that ball gets through. Wiebe doesn't make that play. All of a sudden, things get a little bit much harder to come back.
Yeah, I've always thought that if you can keep a game within 4 runs, you're within 1 swing of the bat. And anytime you let that lead expand to 5 runs or more, you just have a really big mountain to climb. And the way that Sam Stuckel's pitching right now, the Eights have their work cut out for them. Just 39 pitches through 3 complete innings for Stuckel. I mean, he's really done a nice job in quieting the post-8 bats so far.
0-1 pitch to Gordon. There's another curveball that Gordon will swing and a miss. A pitch that ended up in the dirt, and it's now 0-2. Stuckel started Gordon off with 2 curveballs to open up the bottom of the 4th inning. So now Gordon down 0-2 in the count. He didn't have the lone hits for post-8 until the 3rd inning. Here's the 0-2 pitch. It's a fastball that is looked at for strike 3, and there's one down here to open up the bottom of the 4th inning. Boy, you want to talk? You want to say that you can hit a baseball? Well, Aiden Gordon just saw 2 curveballs and then saw a fastball dotted on the outside corner, and he's got to try and make a swing at that. That's hard to do for any hitter. I don't care what level it is. That's hard to do for anybody. As Dean will swing and miss at the first pitch, and it's 0-1.
Yeah, Stuckel, 40 innings pitched through the high school season, appeared in 9 games. He was 4-2 on the year, struck out 60 batters in just those 40 innings with a 2.97 ERA and a whip of 1.30. And so he was the guy who actually won the region championship game for Sioux Falls O'Gorman 2 weeks ago to get him to the state tournament.
1-1 pitch is missed inside and low to Dean, and is now 2-1. Dean popped out to Stuckel near the foul line in his first trip to the plate. Dean hit the ball well in the spring season, had a couple of hits that we think that if, there's no way to truly tell, but if he has a metal bat instead of a wood bat, we think that he's probably got a couple of home runs to his credit in the spring season. But, of course, that's, ifs and buts for Candy Nuts. We don't have a Merry Christmas. Here's a 2-2 pitch. That was grounded down the first baseline and is foul. It remains at 2-2.
Thanks, Don Meredith.
Yeah, I was going to say. That's, yeah. I'm glad maybe I can get a couple of people to chuckle off of that one. Here comes the 2-2 pitch again from Stuckel to Bennett Dean. There's a ground ball right side. It'll be fielded by the first baseman Garbers. Underhand flip to Stuckel covering. And there's now 2 down here to open up the bottom of the 4th.
Yeah, just a kind of a routine ground ball to Garbers. Ate it up, and then flip to Stuckel covering. That's the kind of play that you cover during practice time. PFP, pitcher fielding practice.
And you see a lot of that in spring training for Major League guys. You probably see that a little bit in the offseason for these high school kids as well. First pitch to Jaden Weeby's upstairs for ball 1. Weeby grounded out to the second baseman in his first trip to the plate. That was all the way back in the bottom of the 2nd. Stuckel had a 1-2-3 inning in the 2nd inning. He's looking for a second one here in the 4th. That one will bounce in and is now 1-1. Yeah, he hasn't allowed a free pass, so everybody that's gotten on base has been 3 hits. Those are the only 3 base runners that Pierre has had. Here's the 2-0 pitch. There's a ground ball by Weeby up the middle, fielded by the shortstop, and Dahl. Throw on the run is in time, and it's a 1-2-3 inning here for Sam Stuckel once again. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on base. We've played 4 complete. It is Pierre trailing Renner 4-1. You're listening to Post 8 Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Evermore Boutique, where fashion doesn't have to break the bank. See them for men's, women's, and children's clothing, shoes, accessories, and so much more. Open 7 days a week, Monday through Friday from noon to 7, Saturdays from 11 to 6, and Sundays from noon to 5. Visit Evermore Boutique, located at 104 South Pierre Street in Pierre, or give them a call today. 605-494-0194. That's Evermore Boutique in Pierre.
Insurance. We all need it to protect our homes, health, businesses, and belongings. But having adequate coverage is just the beginning. You also need the support of professionals who stand by your side to protect what's important to you. Fisher Rounds & Associates combines the coverage you want with the commitment you need. Fisher Rounds & Associates. At your service, at your side. With offices in Pierre, Mitchell, Watertown, Sioux Falls, and Rapid City.
Top of the 5th inning. There's a 4-1 lead here for Renner. John Winkler alongside Greg Dean. As if you're watching the YouTube feed on KCCR Sports, you see the train rolling through. If you're listening to us, you also heard the train rolling through at the end of that 4th inning. As leadoff man is Reese Arbogast. First pitch to him. He'll swing and line that one to center field. Merkwan will come in and slide to make the catch. And there's one pitch and one out to open up the top of the fifth.
I've always thought it would be I mean, it's just a unique setting for here at Hyde Stadium with the railroad track right behind the right field fence. That I always thought that'd be a great concession idea. I mean, anytime the train goes by, something's half price. Hot dogs are half price. Drinks are half price. If you could get some kind of a train tie-in, that would be ideal.
Andy Moen will pop the second pitch up to Benedine. He'll make the catch. He didn't even actually come off the mound. He barely came off the rubber to make the catch. And there's now 2 down. And I bet you Harry Hooters will take the first pitch. That way he doesn't give Benedine a possibility of a 3-pitch inning. Maybe not. We'll see what happens. As Dean will deliver the first pitch to Hooters. He took it. It takes it for ball 1. And it's 1-0. I thought maybe Dean would throw it right down the middle and try and bait Hooters to try and swing at that one. Here's a 1-0 pitch. That one will miss low, and it's now 2-0. That's a good idea, though, to have something half price. Of course, I'm the wrong person to tell it to, but I would be in full support if you would go and tell that to any concession stand, especially here at Hyde Stadium, too.
Yeah, it's just one of those deals where when the train goes by, you just start that tradition of you get a special at the concession stand.
3-0 pitch. That one missed upstairs, so after first two pitches went for outs, so it's a 4-pitch walk issued to Hooters, and that'll bring up Manny Struck with the runner on first and 2 away here in the top of the 5th.
And maybe maybe the Trappers can get a tie-in from the RCP&E, possibly get some kind of a buy-in sponsorship doing concessions. You look for every angle when you're trying to create promotions at the college level.
First pitch is over for strike 1 to Manny Struck. If you want to put your resume in, be a salesperson for KCCR, you can do that too.
That would be about 10 steps above my pay grade.
Here's the 0-1 pitch to Struck. That one's outside, and it's now 1-1. I thought you were going to say something about the trains going through here with Pierre. When we go to Minot, and we'll go there again this summer for the Minot tournament, that train is just about, it might even be farther away as the runner takes off. There's a swing and a miss. The throw to second is not going to be in time, as there's a steal for Hooters, but the count is now 1-2 to Manny Struck. The train almost feels a little bit farther away, but it is the loudest train at a ballpark I've ever heard. It is, and maybe it's just because we're in the underneath the grandstand, but that thing is just so loud. It almost makes you not like trains. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That one comes inside, nearly hits. No, it does hit Struck. Struck didn't think that it hit him, but he will take first base. So there's now 2 on and 2 out, as they'll bring back to the top of the order for Aspendall.
Yeah, that is the quietest hit by pitch you will ever see because Greg Goodman, the home plate umpire, immediately threw his hands up, called dead ball, and Hooters just sat there.
That one's laced out in the gap in right center field. That one's going to get down, and runs are going to come in to score. Merkwan will cut it off. Rounding third and trying to score is going to be Struck. There's going to be no throw of the plate, and it's a 6-1 lead now for Renner here in the top of the 5th inning. And an RBI, 2 RBI double for Aspendall.
Yeah, Struck actually had to be talked into going down to first base. I mean, because he took about 2 steps back out of the batter's box, and Goodman said, no, that ball hit you, and just caught the sleeve of your uniform, and then unfortunately for post 8, Dahl comes up with the ringing double out into right center field.
So now here is Zach Riddle. First pitch is taken for strike 1. It was a promising start to this 5th inning of 2 pitches and 2 outs. And then turned into a walk and hit by a pitch, and now a 2 RBI double. All coming with 2 away here in the top of the 5th. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Riddle. Off speed, that is taken on the outside edge for strike 2. And the count is now at 0-2. Riddle so far, he is 1 for 2. He reached on an error, he drew a walk, and he got an RBI single. So he's been on base all 3 times. But still 1 for 2 day. 0-2 pitch. Riddle goes the other way. Spencer Lettler is there. He'll make the catch, and that will retire the side here in the top of the 5th inning. 2-run score on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We head to the bottom of the 5th. Renner leads Pierre 6-1. Back in a minute. Listen to Post-State Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Bank West Insurance has the expertise and resources to deliver personalized service and customized solutions. As an independent agency, we shop dozens of companies to get you the best coverage at the best price. As your trusted choice for insurance coverage, we promise to go the extra mile so you can rest assured your loved ones and your assets are protected. Contact your local agent with Bank West Insurance to work for you.
Not a deposit, not FDIC insured, not insured by any federal agency, not guaranteed by any bank, may go down in value, equal opportunity provider.
At Black Hills Federal Credit Union, our top priority is providing value to our members. Since 1941, we have helped our neighbors buy homes and vehicles, finance their farms and ranches, insure their assets, and retire comfortably. From Custer to Sioux Falls, we live and work in our communities, and we treat our members like family. Visit bhfcu.com to learn more about how you can join. BHFCU is member-owned, not-for-profit, and federally insured by NCUA.
As we welcome you back, bottom of the 5th inning, it is a 6-1 lead for Renner. John Wickler alongside Greg Dean, as it will be 6, 7, and 8 here for Post 8. Jack Merkwan, Elliott Life, and Spencer Lettler. All three guys looking for their first hits of the ball game. Pierre trails 6-1, 3-3 in hits. But a 4-error ball game so far for Pierre has allowed Renner to take control of this, now leading by 5. As Jack Merkwan will dig in. He struck out swinging in his first at-bat. First pitch from Stukel. That one will miss low for ball 1.
Yeah, not in addition to the 4 errors, 7 walks and a hit batter for the Post-State pitching staff today, and that is not a good combination when you've allowed 12 free base runners.
Yeah, it doesn't win you a whole lot of ball games doing that. As the count is 2-0 here to Jack Merkwan. And here is the 2-0 pitch from Stukel. Merkwan will ground it up the middle. Shortstop Dahl will field. The throw to first is in time. The leadoff man is retired here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And you go the reverse side of that as Elliott Life will step to the plate. You've had 3 hits for Pierre. That's the only 3 base runners. No walks, no hit batters, no errors so far from Renner. From Stukel and Renner, is you've had to earn your way on base, and that has been getting a base hit. Here's the first pitch. That one misses to Elliott Life, and it's 1-0. So 1 base runner has been left on so far for Pierre because Keenels was thrown out trying to stretch his double into a triple. There's a swing and a miss, and it's now 1-1 to Life.
We'll give you Jack Van Camp's line for the day. He goes 3 1/3 innings, gave up 2 hits, 4 runs, none of them earned. 5 walks, 3 strikeouts, threw 92 pitches on the day, 48 strikes, faced 20 batters for Jack Van Camp's initial outing for the Eights here in the 2021 season.
Counts now 2-1 here to Elliott Life. As Stukel from the windup, 2-1 pitch. That one's fouled back and it's now 2-2. So if you look at that total right now of Jack Van Camp, and you look at Bennett Dean's total of what he's gotten so far, we should be sitting at a 2-1 ball game. And Renner should have just taken their first lead with the 2-1 lead here in the top of the 5th. They're going in the bottom of the 5th. Here's a 2-2 pitch from Stukel to Elliott Life. Inside corner, taken for strike 3, and that retires Life for the second out. He's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. And that will bring up Spencer Lettler, who is 0 for 1.
Yeah, and if I'm correct, John, like I said, 12 free base runners for Renner, 4 errors, and then the 3 hits. I think they've had 14 base runners on the day. So in all likelihood, the Eights are kind of lucky that this is not a bigger margin than just being down 6-1 here in the bottom of the 5th.
Yeah, you still give yourself a chance, only down by 5 runs here in the bottom of the 5th inning, but you're running out of time. You're down to your last 7 outs of this ball game, as that one misses low and inside to Lettler, who is now up ahead in the count 2-0. He ground out to the second baseman in his first at-bat, 0 for 1 so far. Here's the 2-0 pitch. That one's lined up the middle for a base hit. So it is not a 1-2-3 inning here for Stukel. And that'll bring up Matt Hansen, who has one of those 4 base hits for Pierre.
Hansen, during the high school season, hit .333, 400 on base percentage, 753 OPS, 12 RBIs and 12 runs scored for the junior, who was juggling both baseball and tennis throughout the spring season, and now gets to just concentrate on playing baseball throughout the post-8 season.
That one's popped up on the left side. The shortstop Dahl will go out into shallow left field to make the catch, and that will retire the side here in the bottom of the 5th inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We've played 5 completes. It is a 6-1 lead for Renner over Pierre. You're listening to Post-8 Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
HOMECARE Services is a private agency committed to providing expert advice and specialized care to those who want to remain living independently at home. HOMECARE Service has a team of nurses, caregivers, and administrative staff that offers a full range of in-home support services to our area. For more information about HOMECARE Services, call 224-2273. Expert advice, professional care. HOMECARE Services, 224-2273.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
As we welcome you back, top of the 6th inning, we have a new man on the mound for Post-8, as it will be Jaden Wiebe. He will step on the rubber as Bennett Dean will move from the mound to first base. That will push Gordon from first to third, and just a straight line of changes, not even a triangle of changes, because it goes from third pitching mound to first base. But it is Jaden Wiebe that will make his first appearance here of the 2021 season, as he'll deal with Andrew Barr, Dalton Garbers, and Zach Evers, 3, 4, and 5. Oh, hey, welcome to Legion Baseball. Your first outing, you're going to face a 3, 4, and 5 of one of your the 2019 state champion Renner Royals.
Yeah, Wiebe, 2 appearances during the spring season, 2 2/3 innings. Did record a save during the spring season. Has an ERA of 0.0 and a WHIP of 0.0. So
as the first pitch just barely gets fouled out of play off the first base dugout.
So, again, I think an opportunity here for Jaden Wiebe to low leverage situation here in the top of the 6th, the Post-8 down 6-1. Good opportunity for the sophomore to come in and see how things transpire for the sophomore, right? For actually the rising junior, I guess, is the best way to describe him.
As the 0-1 pitch is upstairs and is now 1-1 to Barr. He is 0 for 2 so far with an RBI sac fly. Counts now 2-1. He reached on air in the top of the 2nd and also struck out looking. Gave Renner that 1-0 lead with the RBI sac fly out to center field. 2-1 pitch. That one's fouled back, and it's now 2-2. That one came all the way back to Hinkle. So the count is even now, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Barr during the spring season hit .304, 458 on base percentage, 429 slug for an 887 OPS, 17 hits and 56 at bats, 4 doubles, a home run, 14 RBIs, and 10 runs scored.
2-2 pitch is outside, and it's now 3-2. It's him, Garbers, and Evers. Garbers has not had to swing the bat so far in the game. That one is popped up all the way out towards left field. Lettler tracking it down near the line. He'll make the catch, and the leadoff man is retired here to open up the top of the 6th inning. And then I'll bring up Garbers, who, again, he's 0 for 0 so far. 3 walks. He has not scored. He's been left on base all 3 times, but he has walked every single time he's come to the plate out of the cleanup spot for Renner.
Doesn't do much for your batting average. Does a whole lot for your on-base percentage.
You're right about that. Here's the first pitch to Garbers. That one will miss for ball 1. He's probably looking to swing the bat, try and put a ball in play this at-bat, especially with a 5-run lead. And to give yourself, maybe you get a green light with a 3-0 count. And here's a big cut, and it's now 1-1. That might be his first swing of the afternoon. And there's a lot of pent-up aggression trying to hit that ball out of the way of the Boys and Girls Club out in center field. Count is now at 1-1. And here's the 1-1 pitch from Wiebe. There's another swing and a miss. It's now 1-2.
And the Governors just a McGuire-Rasky away from fielding an all left-handed outfield. Lettler and left, Life and right, both throwing from the port side, and at least for game number 1, Jack Merkwan patrolling out in center. But Merkwan being the only righty out there.
2-2 pitch is upstairs, and it's now 3-2. Garbers, well, now he's got another full count, potentially walking for his 4th time. Here's a 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He'll go down on strikes.
Still hasn't touched the ball.
Still hasn't touched the ball. But there's 2 away here at the top of the 6th inning. As Zach Evers will come to the plate. He is 0 for 2 so far. He walked, he struck out looking, and also grounded out to the third baseman. Here's the first pitch to Evers. That one will miss for ball 1.
Nice crowd today for mid-afternoon game on a Tuesday afternoon, the 1st of June here at Historic Hyde Stadium.
That one's fouled back, and the count is now even at a ball and a strike.
Suspect that as we get later into the day, and we know that Rapid City Post 22 always gets a good contingent that comes in for these games, and then after 5 we expect the work crowd will come and join us to watch the nightcap tonight between Post 8 and Rapid City Post 22.
Evers will line one over the top of the shortstop Keenels into left field, and a 2-out single for the catcher Evers, and that keeps the inning alive to bring up Reese Arbogast. Evers will run for himself over at first base. Here's the first pitch to Arbogast. That one's grounded to the right side. It'll be fielded by Hansen. He'll throw to first to retire the side. So the 2-out single is no harm to the Post 8 baseball team. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We head to the bottom of the 6th. It is a 6-1 lead for Renner. You're listening to Post 8 Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Sioux Nation of Fort Pierre knows what that sound is. It's baseball season. They also know that means it's grilling season. Sioux Nation has the Green Mountain Grill choices that you need for those hot dogs and burgers for tailgating. And let's be honest, you know there will be a steak in there too. Visit Sioux Nation of Fort Pierre and see their selection of grills. While you're there, also pick up some seasonings for your grilling needs. Visit Sioux Nation at 504 Deadwood Street, Fort Pierre. Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up all online. New or used, shop for it all online anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
Bottom of the 6th inning, it is a 6-1 lead for Renner. And for Post 8, it'll be the top of the order. Lincoln Keenels, Cade Hinkle, and Andy Gordon. Anybody reaches base, it'll go to Bennett Dean. The Govs are running out of time. Sam Stuckel is throwing well as he's allowed just 4 base runners, 4 hits so far. That's been all that Post 8 has been able to muster against this right-handed starting pitcher for Renner in the first game of the 2021 season. But there's still plenty of time. Still 6 outs to go. Why they don't have a time limit in baseball? Well, I guess at this point in life, there's no time limit. There is a time limit if you're playing lower divisions, but there is no time limit for Legion baseball and on.
Yeah, we're right at about the 1 hour mark for this game. So this game has moved right along. Probably jinx it by saying that.
Well, I will say that because you said that, I'm going to say that you're wrong. It's about an hour and a half because we started around 2:30.
That's right.
Keenels will ground it to the shortstop, Aspendall. The throw pulls off the first baseman, so the leadoff man is on base to open up the bottom of the 6th inning. And the error will be charged to Aspendall on the throw. So that's a big first error committed by Renner. And it allows that leadoff man here for Pierre to be on base, and Cade Hinkle now will hit with a runner on and nobody out.
Yeah, I still had 3 o'clock start time in my head because that was the original start time until it got changed about 2 days ago. So my apologies on that one. But
No. Because you made that comment, I will. That's the one time that I'll call you out on air that you were wrong. Because you were wrong all the way through. All that entire sentence was completely wrong. As the first pitch to Hinkle is outside for ball one. I'm going to start giving your phone number and email out again.
But to my defense, we need this game to slow down so the Aids can put some offense on the board.
Okay. I'll give you that.
So I'm just trying to do what I can. The broadcaster's jinx, trying to do what I can to help the green and white out.
As you're listening to KCCR Pierre Riverfront Broadcasting Station, as it's 4 o'clock. Cade Hinkle will look at strike one, and it's now 1-1. That so it would have been the spring of 2018, I think. Yeah, it was calling baseball. It was a sectional game and we talked about this last week with the perfect game that was going to the 7th inning as Hinkle fouled back and is now 1-2. And obviously it was the team. It was not the team that we were covering was throwing the perfect game. And so, obviously, because we wanted to continue to play, a loss would end the season. My brother, Ryan Winkler, who was doing the game with me, we came back for commercial break, and it was still a perfect game at that point, as it counts now 2-2. He says, no hitter, 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 no hitter. He just kept saying no hitter about 10, 15 times just to try and jinx it. So that way we could get rid of this no hitter and that the Jackson team could win. Ended up working. It worked. They got a base hit, ended up taking away the no hitter, perfect game, and Jackson ended up winning as Cade Hinkle will swing and miss, and he'll be down on strikes. So he's 0 for 3 in this ball game, and there's one down here in the bottom of the 6th.
What I've seen out of Sam Stuckel for Renner so far today is he changes speeds really well. He showed a really nice fastball to Cade Hinkle on that 2-strike pitch, and then came back with a curveball that Hinkle was out in front of, and just really did a nice job. And he's done a nice job keeping the post-8 batters off balance all day.
First pitch to Andy Gordon is popped foul and out of play, and so 1-1. Gordon's 1 for 2. You got a base hit in his first trip to the plate, struck out looking back in the bottom of the 4th. 1 on and 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Stuckel. A curveball that Gordon will poke into left field for a base hit. And there's runners on first and second. First time we've seen 2 base runners on at the same time for post 8. And that'll bring up Bennett Dean. As Gordon's got 2 hits so far, 2 of the 5 hits that Pierre has been able to muster. He's 2 for 3. And now here's Dean. That's the first time we've seen a guy on second base, actually. Keenel's got a double, was thrown out going to third base, trying to stretch into a triple. And Hansen, who got the single prior to it, he scored on that double from Keenel. So nobody has actually been on second base for Pierre when a pitch has been thrown up until this point, when now Dean will step to the plate. See if the post 8 can get some rally going here. Here's the first pitch to Dean. And Dean will sky this one out to center field. Backtracking is Arbogast. He'll make the catch. Tagging up is going to be the runner in Keenels. He'll get to third base. So it's now first and third here with 2 away. And this becomes a very important at-bat for Jane Wiebe to get a base hit to try and drive in at least Keenels, but also just to keep the inning moving here with post 8's best offensive output here in this ball game.
Yeah, you just need to start putting some good at-bats together. Just put some good swings on a ball. Just look for a good pitch, and you're hoping that Stuckel with 2 down here in the bottom of the 6th, even though he's only at 73 pitches, you're kind of hoping that now, third time through the order, maybe beginning to tire a little bit, and hopefully Wiebe can keep this inning going with runners at the corners.
First pitch to Wiebe is taken for ball 1. Wiebe's 0 for 2. He's grounded out to the second baseman and shortstop in his 2 at-bats. Gordon is over at first base. Keenel is on at third. Here's the 1-0 pitch. upstairs 2-0. Evers had to come out of the crouch to make the catch. Otherwise, we would have seen this go to a 6-2 ball game.
Base hit from Wiebe would certainly help him, as he is now on the mound in relief of third pitcher of the day for the Eights.
Here comes now the 2-0 pitch to Wiebe. He'll ground that one foul down the third base line, and it's now 2-1.
Yeah, with Wiebe on the mound, which again, just something to help himself out. Just has to find a way on base and keep this inning going, and hopefully get Jack Merkwan to the plate and here in the bottom of the sixth.
So now here's the 2-1 pitch from Stuckel to Wiebe. That one will miss. It is now 3-1 with 2 away. On deck again, Jack Merkwan, who's 0 for 2. It's the first of 3 games here today at Hyde Stadium, as Renner and Post 22 will play after this one, and then Post 8 will play Post 22 to finish out the night. There's a ground ball on the left side, fielded by Dahl at short. The throw to first is in time, and Post 8 unable to capitalize here in the bottom of the 6th inning, as they are unable to score. No runs, 1 hit and 1 error, 2 men left on base. We head to the 7th. Renner has a 6-1 lead over Pierre. You're listening to Post 8 Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
This is the life. Sitting here, sipping lemonade, basking in the warm sun, and admiring the beauty and the solitude of my very own landscaped backyard. You know, I wasn't sure, but I was so glad when I made the call to Andy at Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping to finally have the work done. Calling Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping was probably one of the best and the easiest decisions I've ever made.
Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping, 280-4440. That's 280-4440.
Nystrom Electrical Contracting in Pierre has been providing professional sales, service, and installation since 1977. Whether you're starting from scratch, new construction, or you're upgrading your current system at your home, farm, or office, give the professionals at Nystrom Electrical Contracting a call. They've got a lot of bright ideas. Call Nystrom today to schedule a free computer-generated estimate. The number is 224-8750, or visit their website at nystromelectric.com.
As we welcome you back here to Hyde Stadium, top of the 7th inning, it is Post 8 trailing Renner 6-1. Jaden Wiebe is still on the mound, trying to get through his second inning of work. He'll face 7, 8, and 9. Andy Moen, Harry Huners, and Manny Struck. He might reach his base back to the top of the order for Aspendall. And Greg, you know, this is a game where you're going, okay, well, you're down 6-1 here. It just doesn't seem like things are going the way for Post 8. And, yeah, you can say they aren't, but the biggest thing is we kind of saw this last summer with the first part of the season, is you're really just, you're not that 5-run difference, but you look at what's taking place. Well, you take away the 4 errors, you take away the walks, all of a sudden this ball game is pretty much a 2-1 ball game, if not a 1-0 lead for Pierre.
Yeah, and again, just got to get it a little different feel for different coaching staff, a little different philosophy as these young men transition from the high school coaching staff to Brian White and Nathan Nas, and you're playing in, Coach White has a couple of these guys in some different defensive positions today, and so again, you're early in the season, a long season, 50. We're going to be unless we're missing rainouts. These guys are going to be 50-plus games within the next 8 weeks or so.
The 1-2 pitch has popped up in foul territory, and Bennett Dean will make the catch to retire the leadoff man here in the top of the 7th, as that'll bring up now Harry Huners. And that's the big thing, too, is there's a lot of baseball to be played. So, of course, when I was talking to DT this morning, you always love to see go 2-0, and a 0-2 start of the season is much different than a 2-0 start of the season, mostly because it's a little bit more magnified than if this was later on in the year, as the first pitch by 2 Huners is fouled back. But, again, you can look at this game and say, okay, this is what we need to do to fix our mistakes, and we're right in this ball game. You're only down by 5. It's not like you're 10-run ruled out of this ball game, but a few less errors, a few less walks, and all of a sudden this game is right in your hands that you can still win this ball game. As the 1-1 pitch to Huners is upstairs, it's now 2-1. So that's one thing to kind of keep in perspective too. Is, and I always look back to the post-22 game last year where we were on the road, and post-8 out-hit the Hard Hats in the 2 games, but got 10-run ruled in the 1 game and lost handily in the 2nd game. Well, got timely hitting, all of a sudden things will change. Well, you come back 2 days later and face Renner or post-22 and Renner here on a Sunday, and you beat post-22 because you got those timely hits. There's a swing and a miss, and it's now 3-2 here to Huners.
Yeah, and then I think they went on to win 16 of their next 17 or 17 of their next 18. I mean, just went on a roll, and again, just had an opportunity to kind of turn the corner, and so I think that's something that again, you just have to keep in perspective. It's one game, even though it's magnified, like you said, it's the first game of a long season, but it's the first game of the season. But it's the first game of a long season where we're going to see a lot of baseball over the next 2 months.
Pickoff attempt and back in safely is Huners. And that's the biggest difference, I would say, between high school and Legion baseball. One loss in high school baseball is a big loss, no matter if it's against a good team or a bad team. You go into Legion season, one loss isn't that big of a deal when it comes down to it. And, of course, the playoff situation is much different as Manny Struck takes strike 1 because you're seeded 1 through 16, and you get a best 2 out of 3 to try and get to the state tournament. Then it's double elimination format. So, again, one loss in the regional round and then also in the state tournament doesn't end your season like it does for the high school season. So that's a big takeaway, too, is that losses are not as amplified as it is in the high school year. Counts now 1-1 here to Manny Struck. 1-1 pitch is upstairs and is now 2-1. One down here in the top of the 7th. The runner on first, that's Huners.
Quick score update from the Class B high school tournament in Sioux Falls. West Central has defeated Vermilion in the first semifinal game today, 9-4. And last check, Del Rapids and Dakota Valley are 0-0 through 5 innings. There's been 1 combined hit total for the teams. That is the true definition of a pitcher's duel.
Swing and a miss by Struck, and the count's now at 2-2. Number 9 hitter, he's 0 for 1 so far. 2-2 pitch. That one is grounded to where Keenels was going to be at, but because the runner was off to second, he went to go cover the bag, and he hit him where they ain't, and it's a single for his Struck, and it's first and second here with 1 down.
Yep, good hit and run play. I mean, that's just how you draw it up. If the runner isn't off, and if Keenholz isn't moving to cover the bag, that's a routine ground ball. And so nice execution for the Royals on that 1-out hit and run play.
There's a ground ball foul by Aspendall as we go back to the top of the order for the Renner Royals. I guess it's not really hit them where they ain't, hit them where they were.
Yep.
Because Keenholz,
hit them where they used to be.
Yeah. Let's see. The 0-1 pitch. There's a swing and miss, a pitch in the dirt, and it's now 0-2. I can't be. I'm on the radio. I can't be mean. I was gonna add to it, but I don't want to go there. Counts now 0-2. But yeah, you can see Keenels. He slumped his shoulders after that ball went in the left field because he said, "Well, I was right there for at least a line drive out." There's a ground ball. It's almost as good of a sacrifice by Aspendall. He checked swing over to second base for Matt Hansen to make the play, but both runners will move up. And it's now second and third here with 2 away to bring up Zach Riddle.
Yeah, go back to that Dakota Valley Del Rapids game, 0-0 through 5. Pruchniak, the Dakota Valley hitter, has a no-hitter going through 5 and just 1 hit allowed for Austin Henry from Del Rapids.
Another chance for Matt Hansen, a 1 hopper right to him, and he'll make the play to retire the side here in the top of the 7th. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 men left on base. We head to the bottom of the 7th. Post 8's got to get at least a 5 spot here to keep the ball game alive. You're listening to Post 8 Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
ATVs provide wonderful outdoor recreation, but they can also rapidly spread noxious weeds. An ATV can pick up noxious weeds in one area and spread them to the next area in which it is used. When you finish your ride, make sure your ATV is free of weeds and weed seeds. Cleaning your machine is important in stopping the spread of noxious weeds like leafy spurge. To find out how you can help prevent the spread of noxious weeds, call the South Dakota Department of Agriculture or your local county weed and pest supervisor.
As long as you have a local cooperative, you'll never farm alone. At CHS Midwest Cooperative, our team is your team, ready to help you make the decisions that are vital to your operation. From the seed, plant health, and marketing the grain, to fuel to keep you running, the feed to supplement your herds, and the financing programs to make it all possible. We're here for you. Give CHS Midwest Cooperative a call today and let us show you the value of the co-op. Local, loyal, and trusted for generations.
Bottom of the seventh inning, it is going to be Jack Merquan, Elliott Life, and Spencer Lettler. Anybody reaches base, which they have to if Post State wants to have a chance in this ball game, and it'll be then to Matthew Hansen, and then back to the top of the order. Sam Stuckel looking for a complete game on the mound for Renner. He has not had a whole lot of taxing innings. He's held strong. He's got a lot of 1, 2, 3 innings, and of course, not allowing a walk allows him to be in this spot to go with the complete game.
Yeah, 78 pitches through 6 complete, so averaging just 13 pitches an inning, and certainly cruising towards potential complete game if he can hold the Post State bats down here in the bottom of the 7th and maintain this 6-1 lead in some way, shape, or form.
First pitch to Merquan is a swing and a miss. He's 0 for 2 so far as Merquan. Struck out swinging and also grounded out to the shortstop Dahl in his last at-bat. Here's now the 0-1 pitch. That one's outside and is now 1-1.
Yeah, and again, what Stuckel does well is he just changes speeds and changes eye levels, and you know, he started off Merquan with a fastball, came back with an off-speed pitch on the outside corner, and then followed that up just now with a fastball that Merquan ended up fouling away, and so you really have to adjust to that change in speeds in order to try to beat Sam Stuckel today.
Here's now the 1-2 pitch to Merquan. Swings and misses. He'll go down and strikes for the second time, and it's not how you hope they open up the 7th inning, but there's now 1 down, and that'll bring up Elliott Life, who is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. 1 down here in the bottom of the 7th. Post State again. We'll have coverage of Post State and the Rapid City Post 22 Hard Hats coming up later this evening. Renner and Post 22 will play after this game concludes, as the first pitch is fouled on a play by Life, and it's 0-1. We'll have that game for you after Renner and Post 22 are done. And then we'll have the doubleheader Thursday as Brookings Bandits will be in town. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one's upstairs, and it's now 1-1.
Yeah, Post State and Post 22 likely looking at about a 7:15, 7:30 start, depending upon how long this second game goes.
1-1 pitch is outside, and is now 2-1. And now I will say, well, it's probably going to be the reverse jinx of it, saying that this game is under 2 hours, that they get that next game started pretty much on time, and maybe if that game moves quick enough, we could be around that 7 o'clock start. Probably, I would say probably closer to 7:30 would be start time, but if you come back at 7 o'clock, just hang out until we get back on the air for coverage of that second game of the day for Post State. 3-1 pitch to Life. That one's on the inside edge, and it's now 3-2. On deck is Spencer Lettler. He's got one of the 5 hits for Pierre so far. Just 4 guys left on base for Pierre, just 1 error. The only free pass, really, or free base runner that Post State has had until that pitch missed to Elliott Life, and the first walk issued by Stuckel in the ball game with 1 out in the bottom of the 7th inning. And that'll bring up Spencer Lettler.
Yeah, so like you said, John, probably looking at a 7:15, maybe 7:30 start time for the third game today. Plenty of time for the Post State fan base to get home from work, get a bite to eat, come out and support the green and white, and maybe cap it off something, maybe dessert from the Post State concession stand tonight.
There's the 0-1 pitch to Spencer Lettler. That one's outside, and it's now 1-1. So when you look at the difference in this ball game right now, 5-run difference, 6-1 lead for Renner, 12 free passes or free base runners with errors and walks and guys that were hit by Post State, and just 2 free base runners from Renner, as the count is now 2-1 here to Lettler. An error in the bottom of the 6th and a walk here in the bottom of the 7th have been the only free base runners that Pierce had in this ball game, compared to the 12 that Renner was issued throughout the day. Here's a 2-1 pitch. That one will bounce in. It's now 3-1. Well, maybe we'll see another free pass issued. Boy, if you're Renner, you're probably thinking, boy, we don't really want to have to change pitchers here with a 1 out in the bottom of the 7th and a 5-run lead. As that one a check over at first base. Life will dive back in safely. And the limited bench that Renner has, they probably would be really happy to see Stucco go the full 7, because then that opens up the door for the second game to have as many guys as you really want to throw. 3-1 pitch is over, and the count is now full at 3-2.
93rd pitch of the day for Stucco. So if Post 8 can continue to keep this inning alive, you might have to see Renner go into their bullpen here in the bottom of the 7th inning.
Check over Life over at first base. He'll dive back in safely. 5-run lead here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Life not running, and Lettler will ground it up the middle. Dahl will slide to make the stop. Step on the bag for 1. Throw to first is in time to get a double play to end the ball game. A 6-3 double play. Good play by Aspen Dahl to retire the side and end the ball game. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on base. Renner wins 6-1 here in game number 1. We'll step aside for 2 minutes, come back to wrap up this first game of the season for Post 8. You're listening to Post 8 Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
At Shane's Pharmacy, your healthcare is important, and Shane wants to be the pharmacist to take care of you. Shane's Pharmacy will make sure your prescriptions are filled in a timely manner. They'll answer your questions, and they'll even deliver to your home or office. Call 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy is the pharmacy you know and trust. That number again is 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy in Fort Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
CommTech in Pierre invites you to come out and check out their expansive showroom. It's filled with everything you need to thrive in today's technology-dependent world, and a knowledgeable staff to guide you through. CommTech has TVs, computers, personal electronics to commercial electronics, anything to fit your technology needs. The experienced professionals at CommTech can guide you through any questions you may have. Whether you struggle with technology or live for it, CommTech can help you find exactly what you're looking for. CommTech will even install and service what they sell, so you don't have to worry once you get your products home. CommTech, located at 1601 North Lowell Avenue behind Walmart. Check them out online at CommTechPlus.com.
South Dakota didn't always have a capital, or even a permanent settlement for that matter. There wasn't always a river city on the Missouri River. And before First Dakota filed the first charter in 1872, there wasn't always a bank in South Dakota. Every timeless institution, tradition, and thriving business was started somewhere by someone who had a dream and the passion to make it happen first. What will be your South Dakota first? Visit firstdakota.com/first. Member FDIC.
Do you need the Pierre Governor apparel for the big game? Or how about Stanley County apparel or Post State apparel? All Around Graphics in Pierre is your place to go. Not only can you get your apparel, but they also do screen printing, jerseys, awards, and trophies. And did you know they can print and customize your signs? All Around Graphics can do it all. Located at 819 North Euclid Avenue, or call 224-4677. All Around Graphics in Pierre, your one-stop shop.
As we welcome you back here to Hyde Stadium, it is a final 6-1 win for Renner in Game 1 of this triple header here at Hyde Stadium as they take it over Post State, and now Renner and Post 22 will play here in just about a half an hour, and then Post State will get back to playing Post 22 later on tonight. Joe Wickler alongside Greg Dean as the first game is in the books for Post State here in the 2021 season. And, the biggest takeaway is limit the errors and limit the walks. And this ball game is much different than what this really looked like to begin the season.
Yeah, and that's what we talked about in throughout the high school season. If you get good pitching and play good defense, you're going to win a lot of ball games, and that was a lot of the secret to the success of the Governor high school team. Unfortunately, starting out here, first game of the Legion season, that recipe kind of went out the window. We talked about it throughout the broadcast. Numerous free passes for Renner. The 4 errors. Was uncharacteristic of this Pierre club, and so they got a good teaching moment for Coach Brian White, Coach Nathan Nas, opportunity to come back and try and right the ship here later on today, but opportunity to try to put a W on the board, and then if they can get one later today against Post 22, that'd be a signature W. I mean, they're Rapid City Post 22 just 2 games over 500 right now, but the perennial powerhouse here in South Dakota Legion baseball, and so anytime you can put a win on the board against the Hard Hats, that's a signature victory.
Yeah, and you exactly said it right, that you could still come back here and finish at 1-1 the day, and you still consider it a really good day. Whether you beat Renner and lost to Post 22 or beat Post 22 and lost to Renner, the fact is that, and that's the great thing about baseball, is you can quickly turn things around and finish at 1-1. Even though the first game didn't go the way that you were hoping for in terms of fielding and pitching wise, to go 1-1. You leave with a good taste in your mouth. You don't leave with that sour taste of going 0-2, even though that right now you're sitting there, you got to stew on this for a little bit, and hopefully for a lot of these guys, they don't stew on it and just kind of let it go and get ready for game 2, because, like you said, baseball is that sport where you can't let those lows get too low. You can't let the highs get too high either, because it will eat you alive if you let those lows get a little bit too far down there.
Yeah, and the biggest thing is you always remember your last game, and so you just hit the nail on the head. The biggest thing is just put this one behind you as quick as you can, and then come out and you got a couple hours off. Just have an opportunity to kind of get your head back on straight, and it all starts anew here about 7:15 tonight, and so for Post State, not the start that you wanted, but long season ahead of them, and we'll see how things go later on today.
As the final line score was 6 runs, 5 hits, 1 error, and 11 men left on base for Renner. 1 run, 5 hits, 4 errors, and 4 men left on base for Pierre. Andy Gordon had the best day for the Governors and went 2 for 3. Lincoln Keenels had the lone RBI for Pierre. He went 1 for 3, but ended up getting the RBI double to give the Govs that 1 run. But they lose 6-1 here in the first game of the year to the Renner Royals, and now we'll wait to see Rapid City Post 22. They'll play next against Renner, and then Post State will conclude the day against the 22 Hard Hats. As, again, 2 really good teams that were coming into town for Pierre. The first game didn't go the way that you're hoping for Post State, but again, a chance to right the ship and turn things into a 1-1 even day here for Pierre.
Yeah, and so right now, I think what Coach Brian White probably said to the young men after this game is, again, like you said earlier, don't get too high, too low. Just certainly not our best performance. Something to learn from it, and the plus for Post State is they do have some time in the first 2 weeks of the season where they do have some practice days, and they can work through some of these things. And again, just a little bit of a different coaching philosophy from Coach White. And we'll see how the boys respond. They've got the Thursday doubleheader that's home against Brookings, and then they play again on Sunday against Sioux Falls East. And then I think they don't play again until the following Wednesday, the 9th, here against Watertown. So they've got ample practice days here early on in the season before the schedule really starts to hit hard and fast here middle of the month.
So Post State falls here in Game 1 of the season, 6-1 to Renner. With that, again, we'll go back to regular programming. We'll come back right before the third game. We'll start somewhere around 20 minutes prior to that game, somewhere around 7 o'clock or so, maybe a little bit before 7. But we'll have regular programming until then when we have, as a regular triangular, you got used to it last Saturday when we played in the or 2 Saturdays ago when we played in the region round here at Hyatt Stadium. So we'll do it again. We'll do it the same way, just on a Tuesday instead of a Saturday. But you have been listening to Post State Baseball here on today's KCCR. For Greg Dean to my right, I'm John Winkler. Back around 6:40, 6:45, somewhere around that 7 o'clock time, as we'll have coverage of the second game of the day for Post State, third game of the day overall between here at Hyatt Stadium. But Post State falls in Game 1, 6-1 here at Hyatt Stadium, as we say so long for now from Hyatt Stadium.
You've been listening to Post State Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com. Post State Baseball is brought to you by Evermore Boutique, Wagner Auto, Oahe Federal Credit Union, ServiceMaster, Rising Hope Counseling, Todd's Electric, Pierre Sports Center, AirTech, Gales Gas, Avera, Bank West, B&B Equipment, Overhead Door Company, Gateway Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota, Farting Electric, Olson Plumbing, AGTEGRA, All Around Graphics, First Dakota National Bank, CommTech, Shane's Pharmacy, Black Hills Federal Credit Union, Midwest Cooperative, South Dakota Weed and Pest, Nystrom Electric, Dakota Sprinkler, Lamb Motor, Kathy Sunshine Properties, Sioux Nation, Kruger Contracting, HOMECARE Services, and Fisher Rounds. Join us all season long for Post 8 Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com. This has been a special presentation of Riverfront Broadcasting Sports, Central South Dakota's